Chapter 691. Rumble. The sky shook, and endless divine light burst forth from the void. Supreme Xiang and Lu Jizuan charged towards Long Feng and Long Yu. Their bodies were covered in black light as their killing intent soared. When Long Lai's fist landed on the heavenly dipper demon god array, a terrifying dragon aura spread out. The blazing fist aura exploded and instantly blasted a huge hole in the heavenly dipper demon god array. Ling Xiao used a teleportation secret technique and seized the opportunity to teleport to Shaoyang Island. Supreme Elder Long Lei also took the opportunity to escape. His eyes were filled with incomparable coldness and anger as he charged towards Supreme Xiang and Lu Jizuan. Ling Xiao. Everyone of the nine-headed snake clan, listen up. Whoever kills Ling Xiao will be taught Supreme Being martial arts and a Supreme Being pill. Supreme Xiang's eyes flashed with killing intent as he instantly discovered Ling Xiao's whereabouts. He immediately ordered the experts of the nine-headed snake clan. Yes. There were many experts of the nine-headed snake clan in Shaoyang Island. There were more than a dozen half-step Supreme Beings. This time, it could be said that they were all out. When they heard Supreme Xiang's order, their eyes were filled with killing intent as they charged towards Ling Xiao. Long Lai, prepare to die. The four Supreme Beings roared at the same time. Terrifying Supreme Being aura filled the air as they used their ultimate killing techniques to surround Long Lai. Rumble. Four black sabers appeared in the hands of tiger, leopard, wolf, and bear, emitting an ancient and mysterious light. Evil chi filled the sky as they formed the battle formation of four symbols. Saber intent intertwined, unparalleled, as if it had shrouded the whole world. The four black sabers were all Supreme Being artifacts. Moreover, they were a set. The saber aura between them was incomparably sharp, containing a terrifying aura that could kill everything. You even brought the four divisions divine sabers. Looks like you guys really want to take my life this time. Long Lai's eyes revealed a trace of sharpness as he spoke faintly. The four black sabers were the azure dragon, white tiger, vermilion bird, and black tortoise divine sabers. They were all powerful Supreme Being artifacts. They were Supreme Being artifacts from ancient times. In the hands of the four Supreme Beings, they could erupt with terrifying power. Roar! A terrifying dragon's roar shot up into the sky and shook the world. Long Lai's eyes were majestic. His golden dragon robe flapped and his flat crown shone brightly. He was like a supreme celestial emperor. He punched out in the air and shrouded the four demon lords. Rumble. The fist radiance was blazing and instantly hit the azure dragon divine saber. Dazzling saber radiance burst out and the azure dragon divine saber trembled. The battle formation of four symbols flowed. The white tiger, vermilion bird, and black tortoise divine sabers soared into the sky, slashing out three terrifying saber rays. Boom! Long Lai's gaze was solemn as he waved his fists repeatedly. This was the Emperor Dragon Fist. He was like the Emperor of Dragons, controlling the power of heaven and earth, activating the creation of mountains and rivers. Boundless divine abilities, his fist radiance was unparalleled, penetrating the heavens and the earth. He used the Emperor Dragon Fist to fight against the four divisions divine saber. Under the combined attacks of the four demon venerables, an intense battle broke out. Large pieces of the void were shattered as the endless turbulence in the void surged. The eastern sea was vast and majestic as huge waves swept up high into the sky. It was incomparably terrifying. On the other side, Long Feng, Long Yu, and Long Lei were in an intense battle with Exalt Xiang and Lu Jizuan. Even though the battle between Exalts was occurring high up in the sky, the terrifying divine might of the Exalts still swept out, causing the sky to tremble and the ocean to surge. It was like the end of the world. On the other hand, Ling Xiao had merely watched the battle for a short moment before over a dozen half-step Exalts from the Hydra clan charged towards him. You're from the Hydra clan. Feel free to come at me if you're courting death. Ling Xiao laughed coldly while a trace of an extremely icy cold expression appeared in his eyes. He instantly soared into the sky and transformed into a ray of golden light that shot towards the depths of Shaosun Island. Ling Xiao, where do you think you're going? The gazes of all the experts of the Hydra clan were icy cold, and their bodies were suffused with killing intent as they pounced towards Ling Xiao. Even though they'd heard that Xiang Jia and the 4 elders had died at Ling Xiao's hands, they instantly felt slight disdain when they saw that Ling Xiao was only at the 9th level of the monarch realm. If over a dozen half-step exalts were able to kill a single young man at the monarch realm, then they could just die. Rumble. The half-step exalts of the Hydra clan followed closely behind Ling Xiao as they shot towards the depths of Shaosun Island. Shaosun Island was filled with jagged rocks, towering stone forests, and caves. Ling Xiao traversed several mountain ranges before he finally charged into a valley. Because Ling Xiao sensed the aura of the pure Yang spirit spring within the valley. After all, it was something that Ling Xiao had left behind 10,000 years ago. Moreover, with Ling Xiao's ability at that time, even the Dragon clan hadn't noticed it when they were mining the Shaosun Chalcedony. White mist filled the valley, and everything within it seemed very blurry. If an expert was here, it would be very easy for them to become disoriented and even lose their sense of direction. In the end, they would unconsciously walk out of the valley. This was a concealment grand formation that Ling Xiao had left behind 10,000 years ago. It had fused with the surrounding illusory realm. The mountain range, earth energy, wind, and mountains had all fused into one. Even ordinary exalts would find it difficult to notice such a technique. After Ling Xiao entered the valley, he instantly vanished from sight. Chase after him. We must kill him. The eyes of the half-step exalts of the Hydra clan flickered as they looked at the valley shrouded in white mist. Without any hesitation, they rushed in. Boom! After they rushed in, the white mist instantly surged and resplendent lightning exploded. The mist lingered as if they had arrived at the beginning of the world, and they couldn't see the path ahead clearly. Kacha! A silver lightning bolt as thick as a bucket shot across the sky at extreme speed. In an instant, it struck the head of a black-robed old man, causing his entire body to twitch as he howled miserably. His eyes were filled with terror. That silver lightning was too terrifying. It made him feel as if he was undergoing a lightning tribulation. His entire body couldn't help but tremble. Boom! Ling Xiao's figure flashed and instantly appeared behind the black-robed old man. He punched out, causing the heavens and earth to rumble. Golden lightning instantly enveloped the black-robed old man. Ling Xiao, the black-robed old man's soul almost left his body. However, that punch directly struck his internal organs, causing his entire body to tremble violently. He suddenly coughed out a mouthful of blood and his body directly exploded. Whiz! The King Heaven Devourer cauldron flashed with bright light, transforming into a golden vortex that sucked in the black-robed old man's nascent divinity. This black-robed old man had only recently passed an earth tribulation, but to Ling Xiao, killing him wouldn't be a problem at all. The Hydra clan will be exterminated today. Chapter 692. This spell formation had been left behind by Ling Xiao in his previous life, and although it wasn't particularly strong, it was still a powerful paragon formation. The dozen or so half-paragons were separated from each other, and Ling Xiao was like a ghost, weaving through the formation and killing 12 half-paragons. Not even their nascent divinities were able to escape, and were devoured by the King Heaven Devourer cauldron. 3 more. Ling Xiao said, his eyes flashing. The 3 remaining black-robed old men had powerful auras, sinister, and emanated terrifying auras. Shockingly, they were all super experts who had passed the tribulation of the 4 mammoths. Apparently, they cultivated some sort of divine ability that was similar to the mind-reading divine ability. Their auras intertwined, and they weren't separated by the spell formation. Instead, they cautiously moved forward. Rumble. In the blink of an eye, Ling Xiao was right behind them, unleashing a fist strike that caused heaven and earth to tremble. The roar of a true dragon caused the white mist in the area to seethe and churn. Ling Xiao had condensed the body of the heavenly dragon and awakened the bloodline of the true dragon in his body. His strength was monstrous, and the strength of his physical body was even stronger than before. At this moment, when he threw out a punch, even the void could not withstand it and trembled violently. "So, you showed up, Ling Xiao. Kill him." The three black-robed old men's eyes flashed with killing intent, and they weren't surprised at all. Their auras intertwined, and three enormous palm strikes shot toward Ling Xiao. Rumble. The fist and palm strikes collided, and the three black-robed old men's eyes flickered with shock as they backed up. The power of this punch was too strong. Even though they had passed the tribulation of 4 symbols, they still could not withstand it and were injured by Ling Xiao's punch. "Alright, I'll send you off to the afterlife." Eyes blazing with the desire to do battle, Ling Xiao drew on his true dragon blood and the power of his body of the heavenly dragon to attack the 3 elders. Rumble. The heavens and earth shook violently, and the white fog in the surroundings was shattered into pieces. Although the 3 black-robed old men were extremely powerful, and their auras were intertwined with one another, almost possessing the strength of a supreme being, they were still killed by Ling Xiao in the end after exchanging a few blows with him. More than a dozen half-step supremes of the 9-headed Hydra clan died at Ling Xiao's hands. Even their primordial spirits didn't manage to escape. These dozen or so people could be said to be the majority of the 9-headed snake clan's high-end battle prowess. Just like that, they were killed by Ling Xiao, leaving behind only Supremacy Xiang and Lu Jizuan, the 2 of them. After this battle, the Hydra clan would most likely be wiped out from existence. Ling Xiao's eyes were cold. If the Hydra clan was willing to be the lackeys of the Sky Demon Palace, then they had to be prepared to be exterminated. Wang! Ling Xiao's figure flashed and disappeared into the white fog, heading towards the depths of the valley. In the depths of the valley, there was a huge pool of water. It was bone-chilling and frosty, and the white fog was floating out from the pool. Puff! Ling Xiao immediately jumped into the pool and swam towards the depths of the pool. The pool was so deep that the bottom couldn't be seen. Moreover, the deeper one went, the colder it became. The surroundings were pitch black, and one couldn't even see one's own fingers. Moreover, it was extremely quiet. There wasn't even a single fish. Just like that, Ling Xiao swam towards the bottom of the pool for thousands of feet, and finally touched solid ground. Ling Xiao followed the familiar aura and slowly walked forward. Wang! Wang! The bottom of the pool, which was originally pitch black, began to have a faint light in front of it. Ling Xiao headed towards the source of the light. There was a huge underwater cave. At the entrance of the cave, there was a huge luminous pearl. It was the size of a fist and emitted a faint blue light. It was dazzling. Moreover, at the entrance of the cave, there were faint blue runes flickering. Ling Xiao had set up a powerful defensive formation. 10,000 years have passed. I didn't expect that no one would find this place. Ling Xiao breathed a sigh of relief in his heart and stepped into the faint blue light. Whoosh! After the faint blue light, an incomparably warm aura spread out and slowly poured into Ling Xiao's limbs and bones, making him feel incomparably comfortable. That was the purest pure yang qi. It emitted a faint light and actually turned into a mist. Just by casually inhaling, a large amount of pure yang qi would pour into his body. Ling Xiao walked towards the depths of the cave. In the depths of the cave, there was a huge underground space. There was a spiritual spring flowing there, emitting an extremely pure yang qi. Rumble. From the looks of it, the spirit spring was at least 100 feet wide. Within the pool, there was already an accumulation of pure yang spirit liquid. These were all formed from the purest pure yang spirit spring, emitting a pure and clean aura. This was the pure yang spiritual spring. When Ling Xiao was in the 8 Desolates region, he had seen ordinary spiritual springs. The spiritual qi that flowed was the most ordinary, and it was already the foundation of a small sect. The pure yang spirit spring was the foundation of the holy land of martial arts. It was able to condense a vast amount of pure yang spirit qi, turning the mountain into a blessed land. It allowed the disciples of the sect to constantly refine and devour the pure yang spirit qi. The pure yang spirit spring was extremely precious. Even 100 million pure yang pills wouldn't be enough to buy a single drop of it. Although the pure yang pills were precious, the spiritual qi they contained was still inferior to the pure yang spiritual spring. Moreover, the pure yang spiritual spring could continuously produce pure yang spiritual qi. This was the purpose of Ling Zhao's visit to the Shaoyang Island. With this pure yang spiritual spring, the small world in the heavenly stone will not only be completed faster, but it will also become a blessed land. When the time comes, it can be used as the Changsun sect's sect. Ling Zhao's eyes revealed a trace of surprise. He took out the heaven-devouring sword and dug out the spiritual spring. He sent it into the heavenly stone and placed it on a sacred mountain, nourishing it with the earth's spiritual qi. Rumble. After the spiritual spring appeared in the heavenly stone, lightning flashed, heaven and earth trembled, and countless mountains began to be covered with a layer of sparkling luster. The pure yang spiritual qi spread out, causing hundreds of flowers to bloom, withered trees to be rejuvenated, and ancient trees to be uprooted, forming a dome that covered the sky. The entire world in the heavenly stone became tranquil and ethereal. The pure yang spiritual spring is here. When the time comes, I'll move the path understanding tree here. With the nourishment of the pure yang spiritual spring, the path understanding tree will definitely grow rapidly. At that time, it won't be impossible for it to bear path understanding fruits. Ling Zhao's eyes revealed a trace of resplendent light as he thought to himself. With the pure yang spiritual spring and the path understanding tree, not only could the small world in the heavenly stone mature quickly, it could also be used as the Changsun sect's sect. Ling Zhao had already decided that after he became a supreme, he would return to the Eight Desolates region and bring the Changsun sect out. At that time, the Changsun sect would truly regain its name. And he, Ling Zhao, the heaven-devouring supreme, would also announce his return to the war god continent. Chapter 693. Whoosh! Ling Zhao left the pool and shot towards the top of the pool like an arrow leaving the bow. The valley was shrouded in white mist. Although Ling Zhao had already taken away the pure yang spirit spring, he did not intend to destroy the concealment array. Rumble! In the sky, the battle between the supremes became more and more intense. Although Supreme Xiang and Lu Zhizuan's cultivation were slightly stronger, the three dragon clan's grand elders, Long Feng, Long Yu, and Long Lei, were evenly matched with them. They were all looking forward to the battle between Long Lai and the four demon supremes. The outcome of this battle was related to the true outcome of this battle. If Long Lai died, the three dragon clan's grand elders would not be able to save the situation alone. Perhaps they would also die here. At that time, the Crystal Palace would truly be in danger. If Long Lai won, perhaps the battle between the Crystal Palace and the Sky Demon Palace would truly begin. However, Long Lai was only a supreme celestial body. Under the siege of the four demon supremes, he was already in a precarious situation. The four divisions' divine sabers traversed the sky and hung in four directions. They were like four divine mountains that soared into the sky, emitting dazzling saber rays. The terrifying saber rays were incomparably sharp, as if they wanted to turn everything into dust. Long Lai was trapped in the battle formation of four divisions. Although his Emperor Dragon Fist was unrivaled, he was still gradually suppressed by the four demon supremes. Long Lai, obediently accept your death. The Tiger Demon Supremacy's eyes revealed a trace of cold sharpness as he spoke indifferently. Rumble! Under the control of the four demon supremes, the four divisions' divine sabers emitted dazzling rays of light at the same time. They traversed the sky like four galaxies intersecting in the sky, transforming into a terrifying saber domain that pressed down on Long Lai. Roar! Long Lai's mouth emitted a shocking dragon roar. He traversed the sky and punched out, welcoming the power of the four divisions' divine sabers. His body was covered in dazzling dragon scales. His entire body seemed to have transformed into a golden dragon as he collided with the terrifying saber domain. Crack! The sky was filled with blazing saber rays accompanied by terrifying lightning that drowned Long Lai. Even though he fought with all his might, under the joint attack of the four symbols' divine sabers, he was still completely suppressed in the end and was suddenly sent flying. Long Lai's body became a little illusory. This sovereign celestial body had consumed too much energy and had reached its limit. Kill him. The four demon sovereigns' eyes were cold. They held their divine sabers and flew across the sky. They wanted to take advantage of the situation to kill Long Lai. Rumble. Right at this time, the heavens trembled, instantly splitting apart. A dazzling light burst forth. It was ancient, vast, and mysterious. The terrifying dragon roar caused the surrounding space to tremble. Huge waves surged and swept up high into the sky. An incomparably terrifying aura erupted. A golden dragon claw over 10,000 zhang long descended from the 9 heavens and slapped at the 4 martial highnesses. What? The expressions of the 4 demon sovereigns changed drastically, as if they had thought of something extremely terrifying. Their eyes were filled with terror. Crack! The saber rays that filled the sky were swept away. The huge golden dragon claw slapped directly on the 4 symbols' divine sabers. Instantly, countless runes exploded. It was extremely terrifying. The 4 demon sovereigns were instantly sent flying as if they had been struck by lightning. It's Long Lai. Long Lai's original body has returned. Damn it. Shouldn't his original body be in the extraterritorial world? How could he return so quickly? The 4 demon sovereigns' eyes were filled with gloom as they stared at the golden figure in the sky. Their faces were extremely solemn. Rumble. Above the 9 heavens, a golden dragon descended from the sky. On the head of the dragon stood a middle-aged man wearing a 5-clawed golden dragon robe, a flat imperial crown, and cloud-treading boots. His face was dignified and domineering. His entire body emitted a terrifying aura that caused the heavens and earth to tremble. It was Long Lai's original body. He had returned from the extraterritorial world. After his original body appeared, Long Lai's sovereign celestial body instantly turned into a streamer and merged into Long Lai's body. Do all of you really want to die? Long Lai stood above the 9 heavens and looked down indifferently at the 4 demon sovereigns. His voice shook the heavens and earth with an irresistible domineering aura. Long Lai, why are you so arrogant? Offending my sky demon palace is a dead end for you. So what if his original body has returned? Set up the 4 divisions divine saber battle array and kill him. The tiger demon sovereign's eyes revealed a trace of coldness as his voice was extremely chilling. Kill. The leopard demon sovereign, the wolf demon sovereign, and the bear demon sovereign roared as their eyes revealed a trace of madness. They held on to their divine sabers and charged towards Long Lai. Rumble. The heavens and earth trembled as the 4 divisions divine saber soared into the sky and turned into 4 dazzling saber auras. They merged with each other and formed a terrifying saber array. They enveloped Long Lai, who was in the middle, and slashed down fiercely. The 4 divisions divine saber is indeed extraordinary. If it was an ordinary sovereign, he might have been killed by your saber. Unfortunately, Long Lai is not an ordinary sovereign, but a sovereign who has proven his Tao. In the Shaoyang Island, Ling Xiao looked at the great battle in the void with a trace of mockery in his eyes. Boom! When the blazing saber radiance landed on Long Lai's body, the latter's body emitted a bright light in an instant. A dazzling and ancient fist mark exploded, as if it encompassed the heavens and shattered the stars. It carried an eternal aura and instantly rushed out of the range of the 4 divisions divine saber. It also carried a terrifying lightning as if it was a heavenly tribulation. Is that the rolling thunder style of the Emperor Dragon Fist? Ling Xiao's eyes flashed as he stared at Long Lai's figure. Rumble. That fist imprint was eternal and unparalleled. It instantly broke the surrounding saber domain and imprinted itself on the divine saber of 4 divisions. Sparks flew in all directions as the 4 divisions' divine saber trembled violently as countless runes exploded. A terrifying force followed the 4 divisions' divine saber and blasted into the bodies of the 4 demon sovereigns, causing their bodies to tremble. Their faces instantly turned as pale as paper as they spat out a mouthful of blood. You've actually proven your Tao and become a titled sovereign? The hearts of the 4 demon sovereigns were in turmoil. Their eyes were filled with disbelief as their voices trembled. A titled sovereign, that was a titled sovereign. In the entire war god continent, there were only a handful of titled sovereigns because they represented the pinnacle of human Tao and an ultimate power. They were only half a step away from becoming a true god. Sovereign powerhouses contained the heavenly Tao and were unparalleled. It was extremely difficult for sovereigns of the same level to kill their opponents. However, if a titled sovereign wanted to kill an ordinary sovereign, it could be said that it was a piece of cake. Standing at the pinnacle of human Tao and possessing a unique title was enough to shine through the ages. Chapter 694. Even if Long Lai's original body had returned, even if Long Lai was at the peak of the 9th heaven of the Supreme Realm, the 4 monster sovereigns would still dare to fight him. However, Long Lai had proven his Tao and become a titled supreme being. This made them lose their will to fight instantly. Even with the battle formation of 4 guardians and the 4 guardians' divine sabers, they had no chance of winning against a titled supreme being who stood at the peak of the human Tao. They might even die here. They knew that they had failed completely in this battle against Long Lai. However, they were only testing the waters. When they saw Long Lai's original body returning, they immediately wanted to retreat. Let's go. So what if he has proven his Tao and become a titled supreme being? Someone will take care of him. Tiger Monster Sovereign gritted his teeth and said with a cold look in his eyes. Swoosh. In a flash, the 4 monster sovereigns wanted to tear open the void and leave. You want to leave? Since you're here, stay here. Long Lai said indifferently. His eyes revealed an unparalleled sharpness. Rumble. Light shone brightly in the void. Light flashed in Long Lai's hand and a blazing sword radiance shot across the sky. It was as bright as the sun, majestic and mysterious. It was an ancient sword, shining with golden light and surrounded by multicolored light. It was like a golden dragon, terrifying to the extreme as it slashed towards the 4 demon venerables. Emperor Dragon Sword. The tiger demon venerable exclaimed. He immediately felt his scalp go numb. Without thinking, he immediately moved away. Crack. The void exploded and endless turbulence spread out. The 4 monster sovereigns were instantly blown out. They looked terrible and were in a sorry state. The Emperor Dragon Sword was the treasure of the Crystal Palace. It was said that it was originally a powerful divine weapon. However, it was severely damaged in the catastrophe 10,000 years ago. Although it was still a divine weapon, it only had the power of a supreme weapon. However, even if it was a supreme weapon, it was still a top-notch supreme weapon with unparalleled power. Especially in the hands of a titled supreme being, it could unleash the most terrifying power. Rumble. The Emperor Dragon Sword flashed across the sky and a dazzling sword radiance spread out. In an instant, it expanded to 10,000 feet and slashed towards the 4 monster sovereigns. The multicolored light was resplendent, as if heaven and earth had been split apart by this sword. Long Lai stepped on the void with the Emperor Dragon's sword in his hand. He was like a celestial emperor that wanted to suppress all enemies in the world. His might was unfathomable. Azure Dragon Divine Saber, kill. White Tiger Divine Blade, kill. Vermilion Bird Divine Saber, kill. Black Tortoise Divine Blade, kill. The tiger, leopard, wolf, and bear demon venerables revealed a trace of madness in their eyes. They felt a fatal killing intent from the Emperor Dragon Sword. If they did not resist with all their might, it was very likely that they would die under the Emperor Dragon Sword. Therefore, they instantly activated the power of the 4 symbols divine sabers. In the void, the phantoms of the Azure Dragon, white tiger, vermilion bird, and black tortoise appeared. Wrapped in a monstrous saber light, they pounced towards Long Lai. Rumble. Above the void, it was as if a resplendent sun had exploded, and the sky was being destroyed at a speed visible to the naked eye. The saber and sword clashed, emitting a deafening sound. Sparks flew in all directions, and the light was resplendent. A divine light storm was set off above the 9 heavens. Although the phantoms of the 4 symbols' divine beasts were strong and did their best to suppress the power of the Emperor Dragon Sword, in the end, it was still the Emperor Dragon Sword that won. An unparalleled sword light swept out, annihilating the phantoms of the 4 symbols' divine beasts. Boom! Golden light illuminated the void. The Emperor Dragon Sword emitted an eternal light that swept out in all directions. It fiercely slashed on the 4 symbols' divine sabers, sending the 4 demon venerables flying. Puff! 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 The 4 demon venerables all coughed out blood at the same time, and their auras became incomparably dispirited. Their eyes revealed incomparably ugly expressions. Even if they knew that a titled sovereign was incomparably terrifying, only now did they truly experience that feeling of powerlessness when facing Long Lai. In the distance, Sovereign Xiang and Lu Jizuan, who were fighting against the 3 supreme elders Long Feng, Long Yu, and Long Lei, had an incomparably terrified expression in their eyes. They felt their scalps go numb. A feeling of regret even appeared in their hearts. They originally thought that even if Long Lai was strong, there would be a limit to how strong he was. They never thought that Long Lai's original body had already proven his Tao and become a titled sovereign. Even in the Sky Demon Palace, perhaps only the Great Sun Demon Venerable could contend against such strength, right? As for their 9-headed snake clan, it was likely that their clan would truly be exterminated. Let's go. Sovereign Xiang and Lu Jizuan looked at each other, and a trace of incomparably decisive expression appeared in their eyes. They instantly rushed out of the encirclement of the 3 supreme elders and rushed out. Bastards of the 9-headed snake clan, stay here for this old man. Rumble. A deafening sound rang out as 2 more resplendent beams of light streaked across the sky. They were 2 old men with white hair and beards. Both of them looked dignified and exuded an unparalleled pressure from their bodies. It's the 2 supreme elders Yin and Yang. Long Feng's eyes flashed, and he revealed an incomparably pleasantly surprised expression. In the entire Crystal Palace, aside from Long Lai, the 2 supreme elders Yin and Yang were the strongest. Their cultivations were even stronger than Sovereign Xiang and Lu Jizuan. The 2 supreme elders were also people who had followed Long Lai to the outer realm, but they had returned a step too late. Rumble. Terrifying dragon might spread out, and the 2 supreme elders Yin and Yang instantly blocked Sovereign Xiang and Lu Jizuan. Kill them. The 2 supreme elders' eyes were covered with a layer of blood. At the same time, they roared and charged towards Sovereign Xiang and Lu Jizuan. As for Long Feng, Long Yu, and Long Lei, the 3 of them also roused their spirits and surrounded them. The 5 supreme elders of the Dragon Clan instantly gained the upper hand, completely suppressing Sovereign Xiang and Lu Jizuan. Kill. A trace of ice-cold killing intent appeared in Long Lai's eyes. The Emperor Dragon Sword in his hand flashed, and instantly descended towards the 4 supreme demons. The 4 supreme demons' faces changed greatly. They were already heavily injured, so how could they block this sword? Rumble. At this moment, a resplendent light flashed in the void, and a sound like a great bell resounded through the world. A golden ancient sun bell flew across the sky, engraved with mysterious and ancient runes. It instantly collided with the Emperor Dragon Sword. Dang! The bell rang loudly, and a mysterious sound wave rippled out, causing the waves in all directions to explode. The Emperor Dragon Sword trembled and flew back into Long Lai's hand. Ancient Sun Bell. Great Sun Supreme Demon, you really came. Long Lai's eyes flashed as he slowly said. The ancient Sun Bell was also an ancient divine artifact, but it didn't suffer any damage and was still intact. Its power was even stronger than the Emperor Dragon Sword. Chapter 695. Long Lie, I didn't expect you to escape from the dragon tombs so quickly. Looks like I really underestimated you. There will definitely be a battle between us, but not today. An ancient and mysterious voice came from the ancient sun bell. Wang. The ancient sun bell flashed, releasing millions of rays of light, instantly sweeping up the 4 demon venerables. They directly pierced through the void and left this place. Senior Great Sun Demon Venerable, save us. We are willing to rely on the Sky Demon Palace. Senior, save our lives. Supremacy Xiang and Lu Jizuan's expressions changed greatly as they hurriedly cried for help. They didn't expect that the Great Sun Demon Venerable's ancient sun bell would only take away the 4 demon venerables. It didn't have any intention of caring about them at all. Want to leave? Stay behind for this king. Long Lie's eyes flashed as the Emperor Dragon Sword emitted an unparalleled light as it slashed down towards the ancient sun bell. Rumble. Heaven and earth trembled as the ancient sun bell's light trembled. Ripples spread out as if a great bell was ringing out between heaven and earth. The ancient sun bell broke apart the Emperor Dragon Sword, then instantly broke through the void and flew into it. Where are you going? Long Lie's eyes flashed with killing intent as he similarly stepped into the void and chased after the ancient sun bell. Rumble. On the other side, Supremacy Xiang and Lu Jizuan's expressions were incomparably ugly as their eyes were filled with anger. They didn't expect that the Great Sun Demon Venerable would actually not care about their life and death, leaving them to fend for themselves. Let's go. Supremacy Xiang and Lu Jizuan looked at each other as their eyes revealed a trace of cold sharpness. Boom! Black light rose around their bodies as their blood surged into the heavens. A dark, mysterious and cold aura exploded out. While Long Lie chased after the ancient sun bell, Supremacy Xiang and Lu Jizuan began to fight with their lives on the line. They burned the blood essence in their bodies, and their auras instantly soared. The two of them attacked at the same time, forcing the 2 Grand Elders Yin and Yang to retreat. Then, they turned into rays of black light and shot into the distance. Supremacy Xiang and Lu Jizuan didn't have the slightest intention to fight as they chose to escape. They knew that if they didn't leave now, when Long Lie returned, they probably wouldn't be able to leave even if they wanted to. Chase them. We must kill them. Murderous intent flashed in the eyes of the Yin and Yang Supreme Elders as they led Long Feng, Long Yu, and Long Lei in pursuit. Rumble. Soon, the sea calmed down. Ling Zhao's figure flashed as he rushed out of Shaoyang Island. This time, the Sky Demon Palace went for wool and came home shorn. I'm afraid the Hydra clan will be completely annihilated. I'll return to the Crystal Palace first. Ling Zhao's eyes flickered as he thought to himself. Wang. At this moment, Ling Zhao felt an icy aura lock onto him. The space was silently torn apart as a black palm print swept through the air, heading for his back. A sharp glint flashed across Ling Zhao's eyes. Without even thinking, he threw out a punch. Crack! The fist and palm collided, causing the void to tremble. Ling Zhao's entire body trembled, and he was instantly sent flying by the palm. Immortal General Wu Chang. Ling Zhao was shocked. He did not expect the person who attacked him to be Immortal General Wu Chang of the War God Hall. Kid, follow me obediently and you will suffer less physical pain. Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite. Immortal General Wu Chang said sinisterly as his eyes flashed with a cold glint. Immortal General Wu Chang, I have no enmity with you. Why are you attacking me? Ling Zhao said slowly with a cold expression. No enmity. Hehe, who asked you to be Long Lie's nephew? If you can't capture his son, you can capture his nephew. I don't believe that he won't hand over the goddess after capturing you. Immortal General Wu Chang said coldly. Goddess? So your goal is still Luoluo. A sharp glint flashed across Ling Zhao's eyes. Kid, It's good that you know. Surrender obediently and you will be spared from physical pain. Immortal General Wuchang sneered. Boom! A vast and terrifying supreme being aura spread out and enveloped Ling Xiao. Immortal General Wuchang's aura was terrifying as he charged towards Ling Xiao, his eyes filled with indifference. Boom! Ling Xiao threw out a punch as his heavenly dragon body exploded. The power of the true dragon bloodline gathered on his fist and was extremely terrifying. However, Immortal General Wuchang was no ordinary supreme being. He was extremely powerful and easily broke through Ling Xiao's punch as he charged towards Ling Xiao. In Ling Xiao's opinion, Immortal General Wuchang's cultivation was at least at the fourth heaven of the Supreme Being realm. If he was at the first or second heaven of the Supreme Being realm, Ling Xiao might be able to contend with him given his current heaven-defying combat strength. However, Immortal General Wuchang had completely suppressed Ling Xiao. Buzz! Ling Xiao took out the sky-devouring sword without hesitation. The sky-devouring sword shone brightly and emitted an ancient and mysterious aura as it slashed towards Immortal General Wuchang. Unparalleled sword aura surged towards Immortal General Wuchang, containing a power that could destroy everything. What a powerful supreme being weapon! Kid, this treasure isn't something that you can have. Give it to me. Immortal General Wuchang's eyes flashed with a hint of greed. He could instantly tell that the sky-devouring sword was extraordinary. This ancient sword was considered a top treasure even among the supreme being weapons. Buzz! Immortal General Wuchang's body shone with black light as his armor clanged. Divine light shot out from his palms as a pair of black gloves appeared, emitting an ancient and mysterious fluctuation. This pair of gloves was also a powerful supreme being weapon. Boom! Immortal General Wuchang's eyes blazed as he slammed his palm towards the sky-devouring sword in Ling Xiao's hands. He wanted to snatch the sky-devouring sword. You want the sky-devouring sword? I'm afraid you won't be able to get it. Ling Xiao's eyes were extremely cold as the sky-devouring sword shone brightly. Sword radiance exploded as it collided with Immortal General Wuchang's palm. Buzz! Buzz! However, Immortal General Wuchang's strength exploded. Every punch was as heavy as a mountain and contained the power of heaven and earth. It caused the sky-devouring sword to tremble violently and Ling Xiao's arm to feel numb. Immortal General Wuchang, you can't catch me. When I become a supreme being, it will be your death. Ling Xiao's eyes blazed with murderous intent as he glared coldly at Immortal General Wuchang. Instantly, he used a secret teleportation technique to escape into the distance. You want to leave? Stay here. Immortal General Wuchang's eyes flashed with murderous intent as he took a step forward. He instantly pierced through the void and appeared behind Ling Xiao as he punched towards his back. Rumble! The blazing fist radiance was unparalleled as Ling Xiao tried his best to block it. However, in the end, he couldn't take it and was sent flying by Immortal General Wuchang. Whoosh! Ling Xiao used a secret teleportation technique and quickly teleported towards the Crystal Palace. Immortal General Wuchang was extremely powerful and was even stronger than Supreme Being Xiang and Lu Jizuan. With Ling Xiao's current strength, he was no match for Immortal General Wuchang. Ling Xiao didn't expect Immortal General Wuchang to target him in order to capture Luoluo. Chapter 696. Rumble. Immortal General Wuchang was surrounded by black light and his black armor exuded a powerful and terrifying aura. The gloves on his hands were intertwined with black lightning as he punched out. Clang! The black gloves blasted towards Ling Xiao with a terrifying and blazing sound. It was as if the power of heaven and earth was pressing down on Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed and the sky-devouring sword shone brightly as it slashed towards Immortal General Wuchang like a Milky Way descending from the 9 heavens. Boom! The huge fist and sky-devouring sword collided, causing the void to tremble and light to burst out. Boundless energy swept across the sea and waves rushed into the clouds. The sky-devouring sword trembled and Ling Xiao's arm went numb. It almost slipped out of his hand. Ling Xiao's eyes were cold and murderous. As he fled, he used the sky-devouring secret technique and the ancestral dragon secret technique to fight immortal General Wuchang. Rumble. Behind Ling Xiao, the celestial emperor's celestial form appeared. The terrifying fist radiance swept across the void and merged with Ling Xiao's body as it charged towards immortal General Wuchang. Although immortal General Wuchang was extremely powerful and was considered strong even among the Supremes, this only stimulated Ling Xiao's battle intent. Devouring heaven and earth, decimating seven limits divine technique, for elephant's sky-striking style. Ling Xiao's eyes were blazing with murderous intent as he used the sky-devouring sword to execute the seven limits divine technique. His entire body seemed to have turned into a sword that could destroy the world. His sword intent was unparalleled. Rumble. The four elephants' divine light surged as earth, water, wind, and fire intertwined. Chaotic chi lingered as a blazing sword radiance cut through the chaos and slashed towards immortal General Wuchang. Good timing. Immortal General Wuchang was shocked, but his face was still cold. He punched out and the black fist radiance intertwined to form bright runes. It shattered the sword radiance and charged towards Ling Xiao. 5 elements sky ceiling style. 6 paths of reincarnation style. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed and the colorless divine light around him shot into the sky. It turned into a majestic 5 elements boundary that enveloped immortal General Wuchang. It was terrifying. At the same time, he leaped into the sky with his sword in hand. The sky-devouring sword was surrounded by the shadows of the 6 paths of reincarnation as if he wanted to slash immortal General Wuchang into reincarnation. Kill. The power of the 5-element boundary seemed to have sealed off the surrounding nomological laws. Divine General Wuchang's gaze turned increasingly cold as he faced Ling Xiao's increasingly powerful sword aura. An invincible god of war appeared behind him, wearing a dazzling armor. His fists shook the sky as he clenched his fists, causing the void to tremble violently. Crack! The Tao War God punched out, shattering the 5-elemental enchantment as he charged towards the 6 paths of reincarnation. Rumble! The heavens trembled, and it was as if the earth was collapsing. The impermanence deity general was unstoppable. He was surrounded by a supreme aura that suppressed Ling Xiao. The world of 6 paths of reincarnation shattered instantly. Boom! The blazing fist struck the sky-devouring sword, causing Ling Xiao's body to tremble violently. A trace of blood leaked out from the corner of his mouth. Kill! Ling Xiao's eyes grew colder and colder, but his fighting spirit also grew stronger. He fought immortal General Wuchang as he walked towards the Crystal Palace. The sky-devouring secret skill, the ancestral dragon secret skill, the true phoenix secret skill, and the teleportation secret skill were all executed by Ling Xiao to the extreme. There was also the sky-devouring divine skill, the sky-devouring sword, and Ling Xiao's celestial emperor's celestial body. All of these allowed Ling Xiao's combat strength to reach an extremely terrifying level. Even a half-step supreme being who had survived the tribulation of 4 symbols would not be able to withstand a single blow from Ling Xiao and would be killed instantly. However, impermanence deity general's strength was unfathomable. He was considered a powerhouse even among the supreme being realm. The difference between Ling Xiao and him was too great, so this battle was extremely difficult. After withstanding over 100 blows from impermanence deity general, Ling Xiao began to cough up blood. The overwhelming supreme being aura suppressed all martial arts, nomological laws, and powers. It was as if the only thing left in the world was impermanence deity general's majestic aura. Moreover, although the teleportation secret skill was powerful, a supreme being powerhouse had comprehended the void and could travel through the void. Ling Xiao's speed was nothing in front of impermanence deity general. Bang! Impermanence deity general threw out a punch. Although Ling Xiao's sky-devouring sword had blocked most of the force of the punch, he was still hit in the shoulder in the end. A mist of blood exploded, causing him to stagger and cough up blood. Boom! Impermanence deity general descended from the 9 heavens and stomped down on Ling Xiao's head. It contained a terrifying power that could shatter the heavens. Ling Xiao's eyes burned with murderous intent as he threw out a punch. Endless light exploded, and his body trembled violently as he was stomped down and fell into the East Sea. Ling Xiao, you are indeed very strong, but you are no match for me. Stop struggling. Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite. Impermanence Deity General's eyes were cold, and there was even a trace of murderous intent surging in them. As the saying went, all below the Supreme Being realm were ants. Even a half-step Supreme Being who had survived the tribulation of 4 symbols would not be able to withstand a single blow from Impermanence Deity General and would be killed instantly. However, Ling Xiao had actually exchanged more than 100 blows with him. Although he was severely injured, he still had the strength to continue fighting. Impermanence Deity General was extremely shocked. If a Supreme Being who had just entered the Supreme Being realm was here, perhaps Ling Xiao would really be able to kill him and complete the magnificent feat of killing a Supreme Being? This kid's talent was too terrifying. Once he matured, the consequences would be unimaginable. Impermanence Deity General secretly decided that even if he captured Ling Xiao and used him to threaten Long Lai to hand over the goddess, he would find a way to get rid of Ling Xiao. This kid must not be allowed to live. Don't even think about it. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed with a hint of madness as he pushed the sky-devouring sword to its limits. In this kind of life-and-death battle, his control over his own strength was getting stronger and stronger. This was especially so for the secret skills of the ancestral dragon and true phoenix. Ling Xiao could vaguely feel a trace of the power of the secret realm fusion. Boom! The heavens and earth trembled as Ling Xiao shot up from the sea. His eyes were filled with murderous intent as he charged towards Impermanence Deity General with his sword in hand. Behind him, a true dragon and a true phoenix spread out, exuding an ancient, mysterious, and majestic aura. The true dragon soared while the true phoenix soared. The dragon and the phoenix were auspicious as if they were about to merge into one. Buzz! The sky-devouring sword in Ling Xiao's hand trembled violently as if 2 supreme powers were converging. It began to tremble violently as it suddenly soared into the sky, turning into an incomparably terrifying sword light as it slashed towards Impermanence Deity General. Chapter 697. What? The Impermanence Divine General's face changed drastically. His eyes were filled with great shock. He could sense a sliver of threat from the strike. Rumble. God General Anika's eyes were as cold as ice as he unleashed the might of a paragon, sweeping out in all directions and suppressing the 9 heavens and 10 earths. Then, he unleashed a fist strike that was like an ancient mountain, filled with terrifying killing intent. Ruiyuumbo. The dome of heaven shattered. Boundless spatial turbulence surged, mixed with the terrifying sword light, engulfing the heavens before finally exploding violently. Ling Xiao's sword strike and God General Anika's fist strike collided, and both of them were sent flying hundreds of meters away. That one sword strike had drained Ling Xiao of all his power, causing the King Heaven Devourer cauldron to appear above his head and begin devouring the quintessence energy of the sea. As for God General Anika, his aura was in disarray, and a drop of blood trickled down his face. A trace of blood appeared on Immortal General Wuchang's face. It was the power left behind by the Sky Devourer sword. You actually hurt me? Divine General Wuchang's eyes were filled with disbelief as the killing intent in his eyes blazed to the extreme. The power of that sword strike was immature, but the essence of it caused God General Anika's nascent divinity to tremble. He had no doubt that if Ling Xiao had used the power of a paragon to unleash that sword strike, he would have been killed long ago. This kid's talent was too terrifying to be allowed to live. So what if I hurt you? One of these days, I'll kill you with my own hands. Ling Xiao's eyes were as cold as ice, and filled with undisguised killing intent. He was so weak that if God General Anika attacked again, he wouldn't be able to stand up to him. Ling Xiao had already decided that if God General Anika attacked again, he would hide in the Heaven God's stone and flee. However, if the divine stone was exposed, especially in front of Jizun, then the secret of the Scarlet Dragon War God could not be kept. Not to mention the mysterious relationship between the War God Temple and the Scarlet Dragon War God, perhaps they knew more about the Divine Stone than Ling Xiao. If word got out that Ling Xiao had acquired the legacy of the Scarlet Dragon War God, then all of the paragons on the War God continent would go crazy trying to kill him. If that happened, there would be no place for him to hide. Therefore, unless it was absolutely necessary, Ling Xiao did not want to reveal the existence of the God's Stone. Ling Xiao, prepare to die. Immortal General Wu Cheng naturally saw how weak Ling Xiao was at this moment. His eyes flashed with killing intent, and his face became extremely ferocious as he grabbed at Ling Xiao. Rumble. Ling Xiao's aura was ice-cold. The sky-devouring sword trembled slightly, emitting a powerful battle intent. Just as Ling Xiao was about to use the sky-devouring sword with all his might, a streak of resplendent light suddenly shot out of nowhere. It radiated with an aura of eternity. The sword was so fast that even Jizun could not react in time. In an instant, it stabbed into Immortal General Wu Cheng's chest. Rumble. The terrifying sword light exploded and instantly blew up half of Immortal General Wu Cheng's body. Flesh and blood flew everywhere in the void. Drops of supreme blood fell into the East Sea, causing the sea to boil. Silent Time Sword. Time General, why do you want to kill me? Immortal General Wu Cheng roared, his eyes filled with disbelief. He immediately recognized the origin of this sword. Silent Time Sword, turning the power of time into an eternal sword intent. This was a peerless killing technique that belonged only to Time General. Rumble. Light shone brightly in the void. Suddenly, a white-robed man shrouded in light appeared. He held a transparent longsword in his hand. Drops of blood dripped down from it, emitting an aura that made one's heart tremble. Although the white-robed man's face could not be seen clearly, his eyes were brighter than the stars. They exuded an aura of vicissitudes and eternity, mysterious and unfathomable. Time General. It really is you. Why did you ambush me? Immortal General Wu Cheng's eyes widened in shock as he roared. His eyes were filled with disbelief. Buzz. A blazing sword light rose, and endless time flowed. Murderous intent flashed in the white-robed man's eyes. Without saying a word, he slashed his sword at Immortal General Wu Cheng. Ling Xiao's eyes widened in shock. This sword seemed to have transcended the limits of time and space, causing time to stop. His sword appeared in front of Immortal General Wu Cheng in an instant, stabbing towards his glabella. Break! Immortal General Wu Cheng roared, his eyes filled with horror. The supreme blood around him began to burn. He punched out, his fist imprint unparalleled, trying to block the sword. Clang! Sparks flew in all directions, but in an instant, blood flashed. The sword pierced through Immortal General Wu Cheng's palm and into his glabella. Rumble. Terrifying sword light exploded, and Immortal General Wu Cheng's entire body trembled violently. Then, he was enveloped by a white light and disappeared into the void. He was not killed, nor was his physical body destroyed. He had completely disappeared. Not only did Immortal General Wu Cheng's physical body disappear, but his primordial spirit and the boxing gloves on his hands also disappeared. It was as if Immortal General Wu Cheng had never existed in this world. He had completely disappeared. Ling Xiao's eyes were filled with incomparable shock. This sword had completely wiped out all of Immortal General Wu Cheng's aura. As for the white-robed man, who was the Time General Wu Cheng had called him, his eyes dimmed, and his aura seemed to have weakened. That stab of the sword also caused him to suffer an extremely great backlash. Are you alright? Ling Xiao's heart trembled, but he appeared very calm on the surface. His entire body exuded a trace of vigilance. That sword strike was too terrifying. Ling Xiao actually felt a trace of the concept of time from it. If that sword had come for him, he believed that he would not have been able to dodge it. He silently put some distance between him and the Time General. Although the Time General had killed Immortal General Wu Chang, he did not know whether the Time General was a friend or foe. I'm fine. Don't worry, I mean you no harm. The Time General glanced indifferently at Ling Xiao and said slowly. You're from the War God Temple. Why did you attack your own people? Ling Xiao was still very cautious as he asked slowly. People from the War God Temple? Sort of. However, Immortal General Wu Chang isn't one of us. I killed him because there's enmity between us, so there's no need to thank me. The Time General said indifferently, but there was a sliver of emotion in his eyes. The Time General wore white robes and was enveloped in a mysterious light. Only a pair of deep and ancient eyes could be seen. It was impossible to see his face. The light around him seemed to be the power of time. It gave off a mysterious ripple that did not exist in this world, so Ling Xiao could not sense anything. The Time General was extremely powerful, but he was also very mysterious. Chapter 698. No matter what, you have killed Immortal General Wu Chang and saved me. Thank you. Ling Xiao looked at Time General solemnly. I have said that I did not kill Immortal General Wu Chang to save you. Let's go quickly, there will be people coming here soon. Remember, the Sky Demon Palace is not as simple as you think. The relationship between the Great Sun Demon Venerable and the War God Hall is also very complicated. So, remind Long Lai to be careful and not to act recklessly. The Time General glanced at Ling Xiao impatiently. Sky Demon Palace. I got it. Thank you, Senior. Goodbye. Ling Xiao nodded. There was some doubt in his eyes. Time General looked strange. He had saved him and kindly reminded him of the relationship between Sky Demon Palace and War God Temple. However, he pretended to be cold. Ling Xiao did not know why. Ling Xiao thought to himself as he turned into a stream of light and shot towards the Crystal Palace. A sliver of mixed emotions appeared in the God of Time's eyes as he watched Ling Xiao leave. After a long while, he sighed softly and slowly vanished into thin air. When Ling Xiao returned to Crystal Palace, he realized that Long Lai and the 5 Supreme Elders had not returned. Long Hanyan saw that Ling Xiao had returned safely and was relieved. Long Zhantian and the others also came over and asked Ling Xiao about the battle. When they heard the result of the battle, their eyes were filled with anger. The 9-headed snake clan had defected to Sky Demon Palace. This time, if not for Long Lai's main body rushing back in time, this battle would have been dangerous. The 4 Supreme Demon Reverends came with the 4 Guardian Blades. It was obvious that they wanted to kill Long Lai's sovereign celestial body and then destroy Crystal Palace. It seems that the battle between us and Sky Demon Palace is not far away. Everyone has to work hard and kill more of those bastards. Long Zhantian looked at the crowd and said slowly. There was a strong fighting spirit in his eyes. Yes. Those bastards from Sky Demon Palace, I have long found them an eyesore. There is also Sky Burning Demon King. He often comes to Crystal Palace because of his identity as a pure-blooded fire Qilin. This time, we must let cousin Ling Xiao kill him. Many of the Dragon Crown princes were warlike. When they said that there was going to be a battle, their eyes lit up with excitement. Ling Xiao sighed softly in his heart. If the Sky Demon Palace was really related to the War God Temple, then this battle would be extremely difficult. The War God Temple could be called the strongest and most mysterious faction on the entire War God continent. Many high-level martial arts holy lands knew that the War God Temple had the War God, the Left and Right Empyreans, the 4 Guardian Law Kings, and the 18 Divine Generals. Furthermore, the War God Temple could casually send out a Divine General with the battle prowess of a Supreme Being. How terrifying would the War God Temple's hidden strength be? Even if Long Lai had attained the Tao and become a titled supremacy, he would still have no chance of winning against the War God Hall. Since the mysterious god of war from the War God Temple dared to call himself a god, in Ling Zhao's opinion, even if he wasn't a true god, he wasn't far from it. However, Ling Xiao did not tell Long Zhantian and the rest about these. Not long after, Long Lai and the 5 great grand elders returned. Supremacy Xiang and Supremacy Lu had escaped with heavy injuries. According to the 5 grand elders, they had suffered unimaginable injuries. Their physical bodies had been completely destroyed, and even their primordial spirits had suffered heavy injuries. If they hadn't used a forbidden technique at the last moment, they would have been completely killed. Although Long Lai and the ancient Sun Bell had fought a great battle, neither side could do anything to the other. After all, the ancient Sun Bell was the treasure of the Sky Demon Palace. It was a supreme artifact. Under the control of the great Sun Demon's supremacy, it wasn't any weaker than Long Lai. This battle had also torn off the last fig leaf between the Sky Demon Palace and the Crystal Palace. From now on, there would only be endless battles between the Sky Demon Palace and the Crystal Palace. Uncle, I'm afraid the Sky Demon Palace is related to the War God Temple. Ling Xiao transmitted his voice to Long Lai. His voice was grave. The Sky Demon Palace and the War God Temple. Is this news reliable? Long Lai's eyes glowed as he looked at Ling Xiao and said slowly. It should be reliable. The Hydra clan and the Sky Demon Palace weren't the only ones involved in this battle. The War God Temple was also involved. I was hunted down by Divine General Wu Chang. Ling Xiao said slowly. He recounted how he had been hunted down by Divine General Wu Chang after Long Lai and the others had left and how he had been saved by Divine General Wu Chang in the end. Divine General Wu Chang actually dared to hunt you down? Damn it! Long Lai's eyes flashed with killing intent. He was also very surprised that the War God Temple had participated in this battle. However, it seemed that the Sky Demon Palace was indeed related to the War God Temple. However, no one knew how deep the waters were. Divine General Wu Chang. One of the 18 Divine Generals. I've never heard of this person. However, you said that he could control the power of time and killed Divine General Wu Chang with a single sword strike? Long Lai's eyes were filled with shock and disbelief. The power of time was a taboo. Even a supreme being powerhouse couldn't touch the power of time. Legend had it that the power of time was a power that only the gods could control. It contained the mystery of longevity. Now, a mere divine general of time from the War God Temple actually possessed such power. This made Long Lai extremely shocked. It should be the power of time. However, that divine general Wu Chang shouldn't be able to control this power. He must have used up a lot of energy. When he killed Ghost General Wu Chang, he also suffered some backlash. Ling Xiao said slowly. This matter is complicated. The Divine General of Time actually took action against Divine General Wu Chang. It seems that the War God Temple isn't a monolithic block. This is our chance. However, what the Divine General of Time said isn't without reason. If it's just the Sky Demon Palace, we can still barely deal with them. If the War God Temple joins in, the Crystal Palace won't stand a chance. Long Lai's eyes revealed a sharp glint. Ling Xiao suddenly asked, Uncle, how much do you know about the War God Temple? The War God Temple was extremely mysterious. Even in his previous life, as the #1 supreme being in the world, Ling Xiao didn't have much interaction with the War God Temple. This large faction seemed to have always been hidden in the shadows. It was like a mastermind behind the scenes, stirring up the world's winds and clouds. Ling Xiao even guessed that the calamity 10,000 years ago might be related to the War God Temple. The War God Temple is said to be the legacy left behind by the Scarlet Dragon War God. It was founded by a disciple of the Scarlet Dragon War God. Its strength is unfathomable. You've seen it for yourself. Even a divine general has the cultivation of a supreme being, let alone the guardian kings and the left and right holy lords. I'm even guessing that the legendary war god might really be a deity. Chapter 699. God. That shouldn't be possible, right? For 1,000,000 years, the heavenly Tao has been flawed. It seems that very few people have been able to prove their Tao and become gods. How could that war god be a god? Ling Xiao sighed softly. If that war god was really a god, didn't that mean that he already had the strength to crush the entire war god continent? Then why was the war god temple still hiding behind the scenes? The heavenly Tao is flawed. It is indeed extremely difficult to become a god in these million years. But what if that war god was someone from 1,000,000 years ago? Long Lai said slowly. Someone from 1,000,000 years ago. Gods are immortal and indestructible. Perhaps there really is such a possibility. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed as he slowly nodded. In these few years, the entire war god continent has been changing. Extraterrestrial demons have appeared from time to time, and even the war god temple has come out. I'm afraid there will be chaos again. Before that, what we can do is to increase our strength as soon as possible. Long Lai sighed softly, and then he glanced at Ling Xiao and said, Ling Xiao, your talent is unparalleled, and you've even awakened the true dragon bloodline. Although your current combat strength is sufficient to crush a half-step supreme, it's still too difficult for you to go against a supreme. I hope you can seize the opportunity in this Heaven's Choice Convention and prove your Tao in one fell swoop. Prove your Tao in one fell swoop. Perhaps I can give it a try. However, the Heaven's Choice Convention is hosted by the War God Temple. Don't you suspect that there might be something fishy going on? Ling Xiao glanced at Long Lai and asked. There might be something fishy, but it shouldn't be possible. Long Lai pondered for a moment and said, the Heaven's Choice Convention has always been held in the Time Cave. It happens once every 1,000 years and is a grand event for the countless geniuses of the War God continent. Every time the Heaven's Choice Convention is held, someone will obtain a supreme opportunity and prove their Tao in one fell swoop. The War God Temple is only hosting the final Heaven's Choice Convention to determine the final Heaven's Choice Convention. Heaven's Choice Convention. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed. The Heaven's Choice Convention. Countless geniuses compete for the title of Heaven's Choice Convention. Only the strongest person in the end can obtain the title of Heaven's Choice Convention. The Heaven's Choice Convention would not only obtain boundless providence, but also various treasures from the War God Temple. However, Ling Xiao still felt that the Heavenly Selection Convention might have some secrets that he didn't know. You have the qualifications to fight for the Heaven's Chosen Son, but you also have many competitors. Across the entire War God continent, the War God Temple had a ranking called the Azure Sky Ranking. It was updated every 100 years, and it listed the top 10 geniuses with the highest talent, the strongest battle prowess, and the highest chance of becoming a paragon. However, the heaven-scorching demon emperor you defeated was only ranked at the 10th position on the Ascension rankings. Long Lai said with a smile. The heaven-burning demon emperor is only ranked 10th on the Green Cloud Proclamation. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed. He had heard of the Green Cloud leaderboard before. It was the top 10 geniuses of the War God world. Even the sky-scorching demon emperor was only ranked 10th on the Azure Sky ranking. That's right. However, the heaven-scorching demon emperor has already been knocked off the Ascension rankings. You're currently ranked 10th on the Ascension rankings. This is a complete copy of the Green Cloud rankings. You can take a look at it. Long Lai smiled faintly. With a flash of light in his hand, a beautiful scroll appeared and flew toward Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao's eyes lit up as he reached out to take it and opened it slowly. The honor roll. 3 ancient yet flamboyant words fluttered in the wind. Below them were 10 names emitting a golden glow. Ranked first on the Azure Sky ranking, the successor of the Divine Battle Hall, practicing the heaven-opening scriptures of the Divine Battle God, wielding the godly weapon heaven-opening axe, half-martial realm of the tribulation of 4 symbols, slaying 5 martial highnesses in a row. Ranked second on the Azure Sky ranking, the Bodhisattva of the Great Thunderclap Temple, practicing the Vairocana scriptures, wielding the godly weapon 7 treasures Jewel Pagoda, 12th grade Golden Lotus, half-martial realm of the tribulation of 4 symbols, slaying 3 martial highnesses. Ranked third on the Azure Sky ranking, rogue cultivator Qing Di, practicing an ominous technique and weapon, half-martial realm of the tribulation of 4 symbols, slaying 3 half-martial realm of the tribulation of 4 symbols. Ranked 4th on the Azure Sky ranking, Duga Shui of the Duga clan, practicing the Sword Demon Supreme Scriptures, wielding the Great Heavenly Sword, half-martial realm of the tribulation of 4 symbols, slaying 2 martial highnesses. Ranked 5th on the Azure Sky ranking, Kunlun Mountains Duan Wuji, practicing the Purple Firmament Boundless Heavenly Sovereign Scriptures, wielding the Divine Spear of 5 symbols, slaying 1 martial highness. Ranked 6th on the Azure Sky ranking, Star Palace's Ziwei Xingzi, practicing the Myriad Star Flying Technique, wielding the Purple Mirror, half-martial realm of the tribulation of 4 symbols, slaying 1 martial highness. Ranked 7th on the Azure Sky ranking, Black Heaven Sect's Murong Xiantian, practicing the Black Heaven Scriptures, wielding the Black Heaven Ruler, half-martial realm of the tribulation of 4 symbols, slaying 1 martial highness. Ranked 8th on the Azure Sky ranking, 9 Darkness Devil Sect's Ling Yuyu, practicing the 9 Darkness Scriptures, wielding the 9 Darkness Heavenly Demon Flag, half-martial realm of the tribulation of 4 symbols, undefeated 1 martial highness. Ranked 9th on the Azure Sky ranking, Mad Saber Pavilion's Wang Xiaolong, practicing the Mad Saber Supreme Scriptures, wielding the Kunwa Saber, half-martial realm of the tribulation of 4 symbols, undefeated 1 martial highness. Ranked 10th on the Azure Sky ranking, Independent Cultivator Ling Xiao, practicing the supreme martial techniques of the Dragon Clan and Phoenix Clan. Details of his other martial techniques are unknown, wielding the ancient exalted sword, 9th level Monarch Realm, defeated the Heaven-Scorching Demon Emperor, ranked 10th on the Azure Sky ranking, and replaced him. Ling Xiao exclaimed with admiration in his heart. Even if it was 10,000 years ago, there weren't many people who possessed such peerless natural talent that were capable of going against the odds and killing martial highnesses with a cultivation at the half-martial realm. On the other hand, practically every single one of the top 10 geniuses on the Azure Sky ranking had fought martial highnesses and slayed a few martial highnesses. Ling Xiao estimated his current cultivation, and he was at most able to fight in martial highness without losing. If he wanted to kill in martial highness, then he had to pay an extremely painful price. Especially the first on the Azure Sky ranking, the inheritor of the War God Hall, actually possessed the accomplishment of killing 5 martial highnesses, and it caused Ling Xiao to exclaim with admiration. However, Ling Xiao felt slightly at ease because the War God Hall wasn't so resourceful that it was able to obtain the cultivations, techniques, weapons, accomplishments, and so on and so forth of everyone. Just like the Azure Emperor and himself, the War God Hall hadn't been able to obtain any useful information about them. These top 10 geniuses represented the 10 strongest geniuses on the entire War God continent, and they were the peerless experts that had the greatest chance to attain the Tao and attain the exalted realm in the future. Ling Xiao felt his blood start to boil while peerlessly formidable battle intent arose in his heart, and he impatiently wanted to fight these peerless geniuses. The top 10 geniuses on the Azure Sky ranking are practically the 10 strongest monstrous geniuses on the entire War God continent. But it isn't absolute. Perhaps there are some hidden geniuses that aren't ranked on the Azure Sky ranking, but their strengths aren't weak at all. You have to be careful during the heavenly selection meeting this time. Long Lai glanced at Ling Xiao and instructed. Chapter 700. Originally, I didn't care much about this Heaven's Choice meeting, but after seeing this Azure Sky leaderboard, it seems like I have to participate. Ling Xiao smiled faintly, and his eyes shone with a bright light. He could faintly feel that this was a great era. Geniuses filled the sky and monsters gathered. Even the number of Supreme Being experts had surpassed 10,000 years ago. The mysterious War God Temple had appeared, demons from the outer realm wreaked havoc, and heroes rose to fight for supremacy. It all depended on who could reach the peak of martial arts. Since Ling Xiao was the #1 person in the world in his previous life, he would definitely surpass his previous life in this life. Therefore, testing the world and competing with the geniuses of the entire War God continent was the first step to Ling Xiao's rise. The 9 people on the Azure Sky leaderboard had become Ling Xiao's targets to defeat. Especially the successor of the war god Temple, who ranked first on the Azure Sky leaderboard, and the Arhat Kasyapa, who ranked second on the Azure Sky leaderboard. These two people could kill several supreme beings with their half-step supreme being cultivation. Even if they had divine weapons, their combat strength was already extremely terrifying. The Heaven's Choice meeting is indeed an opportunity. Work hard for it. I feel that this world is about to be shaken again. Those below the Supreme Being realm are all ants. Without the cultivation of a Supreme Being, you won't have any ability to protect yourself in the future. Long Lai said slowly as his eyes revealed a trace of vicissitudes. This is the Imperial Dragon Scripture. Take it and study it well. You've awakened the true dragon bloodline and are considered a member of the dragon clan. Therefore, you have the qualifications to cultivate the Imperial Dragon Scripture. With the combination of the True Dragon Secret Technique and the Imperial Dragon Scripture, your combat strength will definitely rise to another level. During the Heaven's Choice meeting, you'll have a greater chance. Long Lai's hand flashed as he handed an ancient jade book to Ling Xiao. It emitted a powerful dragon aura, looking ancient and mysterious. The Imperial Dragon Scripture. All right, thank you, uncle. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed as he received the Imperial Dragon Scripture. The True Dragon Secret Technique contained the Dragon Clan's martial origin, while the Imperial Dragon Scripture was a supreme killing technique that contained countless powerful and terrifying killing moves. For example, the Imperial Dragon Fist, Imperial Suppression Mountain River Sword, Imperial Dragon Mysterious Sky Slash, and other martial arts techniques. They all required the dragon bloodline to unleash their powerful and terrifying power. The Imperial Dragon Scripture was indeed extraordinary. Ling Xiao opened the ancient jade book and was instantly attracted by the supreme killing technique recorded within. In his previous life, Ling Xiao used the heaven-devouring secret skill as the foundation and combined all the martial arts in the world to create the heaven-devouring 7 limits divine technique, which was extremely powerful. In this life, Ling Xiao was determined to surpass his previous life. Thus, he had a kind of ambition. He wanted to combine the peerless martial arts of all the holy lands of martial arts in the world and walk a path that belonged only to him, Ling Xiao. The significance of the Emperor Dragon Scripture wasn't just that it could increase Ling Xiao's combat strength. More importantly, it could provide a reference for Ling Xiao to deduce his own martial arts after becoming a venerate. Long Lai left. The dragon's secret skill would be of great use to Long Lai. Once he could form the dragon's body, he would be one of the strongest titled supremes when paired with the Emperor Dragon Scripture. Ling Xiao also began to meditate on the Imperial Dragon Scripture in seclusion. The Emperor Dragon Fist was an invincible fist technique. It could unleash the power of the ancestral dragon's secret skill to the extreme. The fist intent was unparalleled, as if the Dragon Emperor had descended and crushed everything. The Sovereign's Descent was a martial art that condensed one's essence, vitality, and spirit to cultivate one's aura. All the strong fighters of the Demon Clan would be intimidated by the Sovereign's Descent. When facing Ling Xiao, they would subconsciously lower their combat strength. The Emperor Suppressing Mountain River Sword and the Emperor Dragon Mysterious Sky Slash were a sword technique and a saber technique respectively. They both unleashed the dragon bloodline and were invincible killing techniques that could destroy everything. The entire Crystal Palace was heavily guarded. Countless strong fighters patrolled the surroundings of the Crystal Palace as if they were facing a great enemy. Many strong fighters of the Dragon Clan returned to the Crystal Palace to cultivate diligently in preparation for the battle with the Sky Demon Palace. Even Long Zhantian and the group of dragon princes became incomparably solemn. Among the 3 holy lands of the Demon Clan, the Sky Demon Palace was the strongest and unfathomable. The Crystal Palace and the Mountain of Flames were slightly weaker. The Sky Demon Palace was full of ambition. In recent years, they had been moving more and more. First, they had united the Demon Clan in the Wasteland Demon region. Now, they were reaching out to the Crystal Palace. Even though the Sky-Scorching Demon Emperor did not obtain the Demon Sage's inheritance in the Holy Ground, it did not hinder the Sky Demon Palace from continuing to expand. But just like that, a month passed. The entire Crystal Palace was incomparably peaceful. The expected invasion of the Sky Demon Palace did not appear. But a month later, a shocking piece of news spread to the Crystal Palace. Under the leadership of the Great Sun Demon Venerate, the Sky Demon Palace, along with the 4 Demon Venerates, led many strong fighters of the Sky Demon Palace to attack the Mountain of Flames. The Mountain of Flames suffered heavy casualties. Countless strong fighters were trapped in the Mountain of Flames. Even the Mountain of Flames Lord was severely injured. The Great Sun Demon Venerate gave the Mountain of Flames a day to consider. They could either surrender to the Sky Demon Palace or be annihilated. The Mountain of Flames' strength was weaker than the Crystal Palace. The Mountain of Flames Lord and Long Lie's cultivation were both at the peak of the 9th level Supreme Realm. They did not have a title, so they were naturally no match for the Sky Demon Palace. Moreover, other than the Mountain of Flames Lord, only the 3 Supreme Elders were at the Supreme Realm. Although the Sect Protection Array was protecting them, it could not stop the invasion of the Sky Demon Palace. Ling Xiao woke up from his cultivation. When he heard the news, he immediately came out of seclusion. Ling Xiao, the situation in the Mountain of Flames is too dangerous. I have to go back and save Master. When Ling Xiao came out of seclusion, he saw Long Hanyan, Lady Phoenix, and the rest standing guard outside. Lady Phoenix's eyes were red and filled with worry. News of the Mountain of Flames Lord being severely injured had spread. If Long Hanyan had not stopped her, she would have immediately returned to the Mountain of Flames. Calm down. Even if you go back now, what can you do? I'm afraid we have to look for Uncle. If the Mountain of Flames is destroyed, the Crystal Palace will be next. Ling Xiao patted Lady Phoenix's shoulder and comforted her. That's right. Xiao Wu, don't worry. Long Lai will definitely go and save Sovereign Fire Phoenix. He understands the principle of interdependence. Long Hanyan also comforted her. Long Outyan laughed strangely and said, isn't that so? Sovereign Fire Phoenix is the old man's old lover. His old lover has been beaten up by the Sky Demon Palace. If he doesn't go and save her, he will really be a heartless man. Clang! A knock on Long Outyan's head made him hold his head and scream. He grimaced in pain and tears came out of his eyes. Which bastard is so blind that he dared to hit me? Long Outyan suddenly turned around and glared angrily. However, what he saw was Long Lai's black face. Chapter 701. However, Long Lai was not in the mood to deal with Long Outyan. Instead, he looked at Ling Xiao and Phoenix Lady and said, I've already discussed with the other elders. I'll bring the Grand Elder Yin Yang to the Blazing Mountain. The Wind, Rain, Thunder, and Lightning Grand Elders are guarding the Crystal Palace. Really? Thank you, Dragon King. The Phoenix Maiden immediately became excited. Her eyes were filled with excitement. Ling Xiao frowned slightly and said, Uncle, the Sky Demon Palace did not choose to attack the Crystal Palace but chose to surround the Blazing Mountain. I'm afraid there's a trap. Are you suspecting that they're trying to lure us away? Long Lai said flatly. That's right. Ling Xiao nodded. I've thought of that too. However, the Great Sun Demon Honorable knows that they're surrounding the Blazing Mountain. I'll definitely go to the Blazing Mountain to help. Therefore, even if it's a trap, I can only jump in. Long Lai's eyes lit up and he continued, moreover, the Crystal Palace is not a place where anyone can just barge in. With the 4 Grand Elders, even if the Great Sun Demon Honorable comes personally, he won't be able to break the Crystal Palace's divine array. Ling Xiao nodded. He could see that the Crystal Palace was shrouded in a powerful array. It was left behind by the experts of the Dragon Tribe in the Antiquity Age. It was a complete Antiquity Age divine array. The murderous intent was blazing. Even if a Supreme Being expert came, they would probably die within it. However, that was not what Ling Xiao was worried about. Uncle, the Crystal Palace's defensive power is very strong. Naturally, I'm not worried. I'm just thinking that if the great sun demon Honorable knows that you're going to help the blazing mountain, he might join forces with the other martial arts sanctuaries to harm you. Long Lai smiled faintly and said, Ling Xiao, I'll bring the 2 grand elders to help the blazing mountain. As long as the 3 of us work together, as long as the real deity does not descend, even if the Sky Demon Palace has asked for help and set up a trap, what can they do? Buzz! Long Lai's dragon power filled the air and exuded a powerful and mysterious aura. Ling Xiao's eyes lit up. Uncle, could it be that you've formed the true dragon body? Long Lai said, I'm still a little short. If I really condensed the body of a true dragon, it would be enough to kill the great sun demon Venerable. But even so, no one in this world can do anything to me. Uncle, take me with you to the flaming mountain this time. Ling Xiao said with a smile. Bring you along? This time, there are many dangers. I'm afraid there really is a trap set by the Sky Demon Palace. If you go, it will be too dangerous. Long Lai frowned slightly. Ling Xiao smiled faintly and said, Uncle, you should be clear about my current combat strength. As long as it's not a titled supremacy, even if I can't defeat an ordinary supremacy, I can still protect my life. Now that Fire Phoenix Sovereign is seriously injured, bring me to the blazing mountain. I can think of a way to heal her. To heal Fire Phoenix? There was a slight fluctuation in Long Lai's eyes. In the end, he took a deep breath and agreed. Good. I'll take you there, but you must listen to me no matter what. Don't act rashly. No problem. Ling Xiao said with a smile. A trace of gratitude appeared in the Phoenix Maiden's eyes. Thank you, Ling Xiao. You're welcome. Phoenix Maiden, did you pass on the true Phoenix secret technique to Fire Phoenix Sovereign? Ling Xiao smiled faintly and asked. True Phoenix secret technique? This is the martial art that you passed on to me. I didn't tell anyone, not even Master. The Phoenix Maiden blushed slightly and said slowly. If that's the case, then perhaps we can give it a try. Ling Xiao smiled faintly and looked at Long Lai. Uncle, this time, not only will I find a way to heal Fire Phoenix Sovereign's injuries, but I will also find a way to let her attain a titled supremacy. If Fire Phoenix Sovereign attains a titled supremacy, she will definitely be able to break the stalemate of this battle. Attaining a titled supremacy? It's easier said than done. Long Lai smiled bitterly and shook his head. Long Lai had lived for more than 10,000 years. He used 2,000 years to attain a supremacy, but he used 8,000 years to attain a titled supremacy. This showed how difficult it was to break through to a titled supremacy. Therefore, he did not believe Ling Xiao's words. I will try my best. No matter how bad it is, I will still heal Fire Phoenix Sovereign's injuries. Ling Xiao smiled faintly and did not explain anything. Alright, then there's no time to lose. Let's set off now. Long Lai said slowly, and a sharp glint appeared in his eyes. Although Long Hanyan was very worried about Ling Xiao, under Ling Xiao's firm request, she still compromised and repeatedly reminded Ling Xiao to pay attention to his safety. Long Lai, Grand Elder Yin, Grand Elder Yang, Ling Xiao, and the Phoenix Maiden tore through the void and rushed in the direction of the Blazing Mountain. The Blazing Mountain was located in the south of the War God continent. It was a land of extreme yang. Legend had it that in ancient times, the sun had fallen from the 9 heavens, forming a vast and mysterious mountain range. It was enveloped in blazing flames all year round and stretched for 8,000 miles. Outside the blazing mountain, although it was enveloped by endless true sun fire, the mountain was covered with red parasol trees, emitting a bright light. The blazing mountain towered into the clouds. It was majestic, and it was the holy land of the Flying Demon clan. At this moment, the blazing mountain was blazing with dazzling flames. The bright flames covered the sky as if 9 bright suns had risen. The light from each other intertwined and formed a huge barrier. This was the protective array of the blazing mountain, the sky-burning 9 suns array. The sky-burning 9 suns array was also an ancient divine array. It was set up by the seniors of the blazing mountain. In each sun, there seemed to be a shadow of a phoenix, emitting a terrifying aura. Above the void, there was a dazzling golden sun. There seemed to be a figure with a powerful aura sitting there. The aura that he emitted caused the sky-burning 9 suns array to tremble slightly. Behind him, the tiger, leopard, wolf, and bear demon sovereigns stood. Each of them had a powerful aura, and they had completely locked down the sky-burning 9 suns array. That figure was the master of the Sky Demon Palace, the great Sun Demon Sovereign. Other than the 4 demon sovereigns, the sky-burning demon king also led a group of experts from the Sky Demon Palace to surround the entire blazing mountain. Their eyes were filled with cold murderous intent. In the void of the blazing mountain, there was a strong smell of blood. The sudden arrival of the Sky Demon Palace had caused the blazing mountain to suffer heavy casualties. Countless experts were killed and turned into ashes in the sea of fire. Even the master of the blazing mountain, the Fire Phoenix Sovereign, was severely injured. Only the 3 supreme elders were still managing the sky-burning 9 suns array, struggling to hold on. Everyone in the blazing mountain, listen up. One day's time is almost up. If you know what's good for you, open the sky-burning 9 suns array and surrender immediately. Otherwise, when we break the sky-burning 9 suns array, the entire blazing mountain will be wiped out. Behind the great Sun Demon Sovereign, the Tiger Demon Sovereign stood out. His eyes were indifferent, and his cold voice resounded in the sky above the blazing mountain. Chapter 702. Within the 9 suns burning sky array, there were 3 old women holding dragon-headed crutches. Powerful auras intertwined around them, displaying the power of heaven, earth, and man. They were trying their best to operate the 9 suns burning sky array. The 3 of them were the grand elders of the blazing mountain. However, their faces were pale and their auras were weak. The 9 suns burning sky array was an ancient divine array. Although the 3 of them were supreme being cultivators, they still found it difficult to keep the Sky Demon Palace's experts outside the array after operating it for an entire day without any rest. Especially the Great Sun Supremacy, who was sitting cross-legged on the Divine Sun, emitting a terrifying aura. The Divine Sun seemed to be stealing the power of the 9 suns burning sky array, causing the 3 Grand Elders to feel a terrifying pressure. On the blazing mountain, there was a huge square where many disciples of the blazing mountain sat cross-legged. Their eyes were filled with fear. The 9 suns burning sky array could be said to be the blazing mountain's last line of defense. Especially since the Fire Phoenix Supremacy had been severely injured by the Great Sun Demon Supremacy and was unable to control the situation. Once the array was broken, the consequences would be unimaginable. The Great Sun Demon Supremacy had given the Blazing Mountain a day's time not only because he wanted to subdue the Blazing Mountain, but also to suppress their mentality and destroy their confidence to create an opportunity to break the array. Now, the 3 Grand Elders were almost exhausted. Although the 9 suns burning sky array was an ancient divine array, it could not withstand the Great Sun Demon Supremacy's attack without anyone controlling it. All the disciples of the Blazing Mountain felt an aura of doomsday approaching. Fellow elders and senior brothers. The Sky Demon Palace is arrogant and domineering, wantonly invading us and killing countless of our fellow disciples. We will never surrender and swear to live or die with the Blazing Mountain. Lin Hui was the eldest senior brother of the Blazing Mountain. He drew his long sword and unleashed his half-step supremacy cultivation. His eyes were filled with determination. Swear to live or die with the Blazing Mountain. We will never surrender. Many disciples of the Blazing Mountain were motivated by Lin Hui's words. Their eyes were filled with the will to die as they roared madly. Stubborn. If that's the case, there's no need for the Blazing Mountain to exist. An old voice exploded above the Blazing Mountain. It was like a clap of thunder, exuding boundless majesty. The golden divine sun demon supremacy in the sky. A mysterious and old ancient divine sun slowly stood. He opened his eyes as if a golden sun had descended from the 9 heavens. He threw punch sky. Crack. The world trembled and the void rumbled. The fist light was like a divine mountain falling from the 9 heavens, covering the sky and the sun. It contained unfathomable supreme divine might as it ruthlessly landed on the sky-burning 9 suns matrix. Boom! The 9 suns heaven-burning array trembled violently. The 9 suns seemed like they were about to explode as they emitted boundless multicolored light. Runes exploded one after another, causing the surrounding mountain ranges to tremble. A sea of flames rose up, burning everything to ashes. Even the 8,000 miles of flame mountain began to tremble under this fist. Demon supremacy. Demon supremacy supremacy. The 3 grand elders of the blazing mountain looked as if they had been struck by lightning as they spat out mouthfuls of blood. The invincible figure in the sky was the great sun demon supremacy, the master of the sky demon palace. Legend had it that the great sun demon supremacy had been a sovereign realm expert since 10,000 years ago. His power was boundless and terrifying. The 9 suns sky-burning sky grand array demon supremacy had reached its limit. Why aren't the reinforcements from the dragon tribe here yet? We can't hold on any longer. A grand elder said anxiously. His eyes were filled with despair. Even if we die, we will never surrender. If the 9 suns sky-burning sky grand array demon supremacy can't stop the great sun demon supremacy, then let's detonate the power of the ancient divine array. It's impossible for the blazing mountain to surrender to the sky demon palace. The other 2 old women's faces were also filled with determination. Their eyes began to turn crazy. Boom! The eyes of that figure in the air were like divine lamps, gleaming with divine light. He lifted his arm and unleashed yet another terrifying fist strike, causing the constellations in the 9 heavenly layers to tremble. The gigantic sun seemed to be about to fall from the sky. Roar! At this moment, an earth-shattering dragon roar was heard. Light shone brightly in the sky and golden clouds circled around. In an instant, a golden dragon pierced through the sky and came crashing towards the great sun demon venerable with 1,000 feet of divine light. Bang! The heavens and earth shook and the sky shattered. Boundless divine radiance shot out and eventually, it was destroyed. The great sun demon supremacy's fist radiance was blocked. Long lie. You're finally here. The old voice resounded and 2 bright gazes landed on Long Lai. Radiance shone brightly in the sky. Long Lai brought the Yin Yang Grand Elder, Ling Xiao, and Phoenix Woman to the sky above the blazing mountain. They exuded a terrifying aura. Long Lai wore a 5-claw golden dragon robe and a dragon crown on his head. He had a heroic figure and a dignified face. His cold gaze landed on the figure opposite him. As the faint light dissipated, the great sun demon venerable's figure appeared before everyone. He was an old man with white hair and beard. His face was rosy like a baby's and he wore a yin-yang Taoist robe. He looked like a transcendent being. His eyes were deep and bright as though they contained 2 suns. He exuded a blazing aura. However, Ling Xiao could see that the great sun demon supremacy was emitting a faint death qi. It was hard to detect but it was there. Ling Xiao knew that the great sun demon supremacy did not have much time left. Ling Xiao had some impression of the great sun demon supremacy. 10,000 years ago, when Ling Xiao was the strongest in the world, the great sun demon supremacy was the young palace master of the sky demon palace. However, Ling Xiao did not pay much attention to the great sun demon supremacy as he had just broken through to the supreme realm. Now, 10,000 years had passed and the great sun demon supremacy was already a titled being. His cultivation was unfathomable and his aura was even stronger than Long Lai's. However, he did not have much time left. The dragon tribe's reinforcements are here. When the people from the blazing mountain saw Long Lai and the others in the sky, they were all extremely excited. The 3 supreme elders of the blazing mountain also took a deep breath, and a hint of relief appeared in their eyes. They could see that Long Lai had already become a titled being. It seemed like there was hope for the blazing mountain. Lin Hui looked at Ling Xiao and Phoenix Woman who were standing side by side in the sky, and he had a complicated look in his eyes. He had thought that Ling Xiao was just a lone cultivator. However, news had spread recently that Ling Xiao was actually a member of the dragon tribe. He was the nephew of the Dragon King, Long Lai. Thinking about it, the person he hated the most had really come to save him. This made him feel extremely conflicted. Long Lai, you have indeed taken this step. Chapter 703. It's all thanks to you. If you didn't tell me about the dragon tomb, I wouldn't have broken through so quickly. However, you don't have much time left. Why don't you focus on comprehending the heavenly Tao and break through to the godly spirit realm? Why do you want to be tainted by the mortal world? Even if you unify the demon race, what can you do? Long Lai said slowly. You know that unifying the demon race is just a matter of convenience. My target is you. If you leave the Crystal Palace and surrender to me, I'll let go of the Blazing Mountain immediately. How about it? The great sun demon sovereign smiled faintly. His gaze landed on Long Lai with a tinge of passion. Long Lai sighed and said, in the past, you were the elder that I respected the most. You are also the benefactor of the Crystal Palace. However, time really changes a person. In the face of death, no one can be so indifferent. If you want to use the people of the dragon race to refine the dragon blood divine pill, then come at me. TSK. Long Lai, I don't know if you are really stupid or infatuated. You know that this is a trap, but you are still willing to come. Looks like you are deeply in love with Huoling, The great sun demon sovereign smiled faintly. Long Lai's eyes revealed a tinge of emotion. However, he quickly regained his composure and said, you think too much. I just don't want to see the people of the demon race killing each other. If you want my life, then come. Call out all your helpers. Today, we will settle this once and for all. You have a backbone. You are exactly the same as your father. Long Lai, you can only blame the imperfections in this world for blocking my path to becoming a godly spirit. If not, I wouldn't want to kill you. This really wasn't my intention. Brothers, come out. The great sun demon venerable sighed softly. Rumble. Lightning flashed in the void and the sky shook. In the north, black divine light surged, and a huge black coffin came through the sky, exuding a monstrous baleful aura. A middle-aged man with long hair draped over his shoulders walked out of the coffin. He wore a black robe and exuded an endless cold death aura, as if he had come from the 9 Serenities hell. In the west, the Buddhist light was dazzling. An extremely old monk in a red robe slowly walked over. He walked barefoot, and with every step he took, a blood-red lotus would appear in the void. There was a faint sound of Sanskrit chanting around him, mysterious and resplendent. In the north, a resplendent star emitted millions of rays of starlight, illuminating a divine rainbow across the sky. A young man in white had a faint smile on his face. Starlight sprinkled around his body, making him look ethereal and transcendent. The great sun demon venerable occupied the south and surrounded Long Lai in the center. The master of Emperor Tomb Mountain, Heavenly Corpse Di Xian, the Trailokaya Vijaya of Ming Wang Temple, and the master of Star Palace, Star Emperor. Looks like you really hired a lot of people just to take my life. Long Lai glanced at the three of them indifferently as a sharp glint appeared in his eyes. Although Sky Corpse Di Xian, Trailokaya Vijaya, and Star Emperor were only at the peak of the 9th level of the Supreme Realm and had yet to attain a title, they had the fluctuation of a divine weapon on them. Their true abilities were not weaker than a titled Supreme Being. Ling Xiao was shocked that 4 peerless experts with the fighting power of a titled Supreme Being were mobilized just to kill Long Lai. This great sun demon venerable was truly a vicious person. Greetings, Dragon King. I did not expect Dragon King to attain a title before us. However, we cannot go against God's will. Dragon King, please surrender. Trailokaya Vijaya chanted Buddha's name and said with a smile. Dragon King, surrender immediately if you don't want to die. Long Lai, the great sun demon venerable, is the recognized leader of the monster tribe. If you dare to disobey, you will be sentenced to death. Star Emperor and Sky Corpse Di Xian did not give Long Lai any face as they scolded coldly. Star Palace, Emperor Tomb Mountain, and Crystal Palace did not have a good relationship. It could even be said that they were enemies. Hence, the two of them were the ones who wanted to kill Long Lai the most. Ha ha ha. If you want to take my life, let's see if you have the ability to do so. All of you can come together. What do I have to fear? Long Lai exuded a vast and terrifying dragon power. His real dragon bloodline was boundless and surging like the sea. Moreover, there was a faint fluctuation that was about to condense and break through some kind of limit. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed as he felt the power of the secret skill of the ancestral dragon. It seemed that Long Lai had reached a bottleneck in his cultivation of the secret skill of the ancestral dragon. This battle was a crisis, but it was also an opportunity. Long Lai probably wanted to use the four experts to train himself so that he could condense the real dragon body. Ling Xiao, I will send you and Phoenix Girl into the Blazing Mountain now. Be careful. If you can heal Fire Phoenix Sovereign's injuries, that would be the best. If you can't, don't force yourself. Stay in the 9 Suns Burning Sky array. After I settle these 4 guys, I will come and get you. Long Lai transmitted his voice to Ling Xiao. A dazzling light enveloped Ling Xiao and Phoenix Girl, and they instantly transformed into a ray of light that shot towards the 9 Suns Burning Sky array. The great sun demon Exalt's eyes flashed. He didn't pay too much attention to them when he saw that they were only Monarch Realm experts. His attention was completely focused on Long Lai. Let's fight outside the 9 heavens. Long Lai spoke indifferently as he instantly transformed into a ray of golden light that shot into the sky. Swoosh! Swoosh! The great sun demon Exalt, Heavenly Corpse Di Xian, Trailokai Vijaya, and Star Emperor exchanged glances before they instantly followed after him. The strength of a titled Exalt was too terrifying. If a battle really broke out, then the Blazing Mountain in an area of 5,000 kilometers would probably be razed to the ground. To titled Exalts, the boundless space outside the 9 heavens was the place where they would fight. Kill. There was no need to say anything. Killing intent flashed in the eyes of the 2 supreme elders of the Dragon Clan, and they charged towards the 4 demon Exalts. Rumble. Within the Blazing Mountain, the 3 supreme elders also charged out from the 9 Suns Burning Sky array. They gathered together with the Yin-Yang Supreme Elder and began to fight the 4 demon Exalts. The 4 demon Exalts had the 4 symbols divine sabers in their hands that were extremely powerful. They intertwined with each other to form a powerful battle formation of the 4 symbols. Even if they were facing 5 Exalts, they weren't afraid at all. In an instant, the battle between Exalts erupted. Dazzling divine light surged in the sky as the space trembled violently. Countless mountains in the surroundings were reduced to dust, and the Blazing Mountain was also trembling violently. However, with the protection of the 9 Suns Burning Sky array, it wasn't damaged at all. Ling Xiao and Phoenix Girl landed in the Blazing Mountain and were instantly surrounded by the elders and disciples of the Blazing Mountain. The Saintess is back. Saintess, who is he? Phoenix Girl was obviously the goddess in the hearts of the disciples of the Blazing Mountain. All the male disciples revealed an extremely excited expression. However, when they saw Ling Xiao, their eyes revealed a trace of hostility. Chapter 704. He's Ling Xiao. Lin Hui spoke slowly while a trace of a complicated expression appeared in his eyes. Ling Xiao. Who's Ling Xiao? Ling Xiao. I remember now. Could it be that Ling Xiao who defeated the heaven-scorching demon emperor in the hallowed grounds and killed 4 elders of the Hydra clan in succession? Someone exclaimed, and then his entire body shook while a trace of reverence appeared in his eyes. He was the most popular peerless genius on War God continent, and practically all the news during this period of time was related to him. He defeated the heaven-scorching demon emperor and replaced him as the 10th on the ascension rankings. He'd made the entire continent pay attention to him. Most importantly, Ling Xiao's cultivation was only at the 9th level of the monarch realm, yet he'd ascended the ascension rankings. Many people guessed that if Ling Xiao really broke through to the quasi-exalt realm, then he might have the strength to fight for the first position on the ascension rankings. Senior brother Lin, where's master? How is she now? Phoenix Maiden hurriedly asked while her eyes were filled with extreme worry. Junior sister Phoenix, master's condition isn't good. Lin Hui sighed lightly and said, the great sun demon Exalt led the experts of the Sky Demon Palace to besiege Flame Mountain. Master was injured by the great sun demon Exalt, and she's in a coma now. She's recuperating in True Phoenix Hall, and the Supreme Elders and Grand Elders are helpless against her injuries. What? Phoenix Maiden's face instantly turned pale. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed as he suddenly asked, can I take a look at the Fire Phoenix Sovereign? You? Lin Hui laughed bitterly. Even though he'd harbored enmity towards Ling Xiao, it had vanished after the Sky Demon Palace invaded. Ling Xiao's natural talent in the martial Dao was extraordinary, but he still didn't believe that Ling Xiao could heal the Fire Phoenix Sovereign's injuries. I'm an alchemist. Perhaps I can do something about the Fire Phoenix Sovereign's injuries. Ling Xiao smiled. That's right. Senior brother Lin, let Ling Xiao give it a try. His skill in the Pill Dao is very high, and his methods are miraculous. Perhaps he really can heal Master's injuries. Phoenix Maiden hurriedly added. Everyone from the Blazing Mountain had a suspicious look in their eyes. Ling Xiao looked too young, and his martial arts talent was superb. Even if he was an alchemist, he was probably just an ordinary alchemist. He was not even an alchemist grandmaster, so what use could he be? Perhaps only a Pill Dao supremacy would have a way to heal Sovereign Fire Phoenix's current injuries. However, Paragon Fire Phoenix was heavily injured, and the 3 Grand Elders were engaged in battle. The person with the highest status in the Blazing Mountain was the Holy Sun, Lin Hui. Although everyone was suspicious, they were still waiting for him to make a decision. Looking at Ling Xiao's calm expression, Lin Hui somehow believed him. Alright, you can give it a try. Lin Hui gritted his teeth. He did not have much hope in his heart, but if Ling Xiao could cure Sovereign Fire Phoenix, then the outcome of this battle would be changed. Thank you. Ling Xiao smiled faintly as he looked at Lin Hui in surprise. Lin Hui had been very hostile towards him when they were in the holy ground, but it seemed that hostility had disappeared now. Come with me. Lin Hui smiled bitterly and led Ling Xiao and the Phoenix Maiden to the True Phoenix Hall. The True Phoenix Hall was located at the top of the Blazing Mountain. It was the place where Paragon Fire Phoenix usually cultivated in seclusion. It was connected to the geocentric fire vein and connected to the essence of the sun. It was a supreme holy ground for cultivation. The True Phoenix Hall was majestic and magnificent. It was filled with red clouds, and there were runes flashing on it. It looked like a phoenix spreading its wings and giving off an ancient and mysterious aura. Brother Ling, if you can heal Master's injuries, you will be my benefactor. I, Lin Hui, will not hesitate to go through fire and water for you. Lin Hui looked at Ling Xiao seriously and said in front of the True Phoenix Hall. No need to be so serious. I will do my best. Ling Xiao smiled faintly. Buzz. Lin Hui nodded, and a red talisman appeared in his hand. A bright light shone on the True Phoenix Hall, and the 2 doors slowly opened. Lin Hui led Ling Xiao and the Phoenix Maiden into the True Phoenix Hall. Inside the True Phoenix Palace, scarlet multicolored light curled about. The flames were resplendent, and at the very center was a scarlet stone platform. Its surroundings were full of ancient and mysterious patterns, as if they were carved from some type of bone. They emitted a powerful pressure. On the stone platform was a woman in a red dress. The woman looked to be in her 20s. She was extremely young, and her face was flawless. There was a soul-stirring beauty about her. Her figure was perfect, and her curves were exquisite. Her skin was as white as jade, and she gave off an otherworldly aura. She looked graceful and elegant, and she had a different kind of aura. She was like a queen who had been in a high position for a long time, and she was inviolable. She was Paragon Fire Phoenix. However, she was not in a good state at the moment. There was a palm print on her chest, surrounded by mysterious flames. Runes filled the air, as if they were eroding her vitality. Paragon Fire Phoenix had already fallen into a coma. She was only relying on her instincts to protect her body. A faint supreme divine aura was fighting against the flames, but her aura was getting weaker. Sun True Fire. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed, and he saw that the flame on Paragon Fire Phoenix's chest was the legendary Sun True Fire. Moreover, it contained a mysterious fluctuation of laws that could not be extinguished at all. Paragon Fire Phoenix also cultivated fire attribute mystical powers. She had Phoenix True Fire in her body, but she could not do anything to this Sun True Fire. It could be seen how terrifying and domineering the great Sun Demon Venerable was. Brother Ling, do you have a way to treat Master's injuries? Lin Hui glanced at Ling Xiao and asked. He was even prepared for Ling Xiao to be powerless. I can. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed, and he nodded. What? This time, it was Lin Hui's turn to be surprised. He did not think that Ling Xiao could really heal Paragon Fire Phoenix. That wisp of Sun True Fire was extremely terrifying. Even the three Grand Elders were helpless, and Ling Xiao actually told him with absolute certainty that he could heal her. However, I need some spirit medicine and natural treasures. I will have to trouble Brother Lin to help me get them. Ling Xiao said slowly. Brother Ling, please say. No matter what you need, as long as it can heal Master, I will get it for you even if I have to snatch it. Lin Hui said, thumping his chest. I need Blazing Phoenix Deathless Flower, Phoenix Blood Fruit, Spirit Fusing Godwood, Starseed God Vine. Without hesitation, Ling Xiao listed out a large number of spirit medicines and natural treasures. All of the spirit medicines he listed were peerless holy medicines, as well as top-tier natural treasures. However, Lin Hui didn't even frown. With that, he hurried out of True Phoenix Hall. Brother Ling, please wait a moment. I'll be back soon. Phoenix Maiden looked worriedly at Paragon Fire Phoenix. Ling Xiao, can Master's injuries really be healed? Don't worry. With me around, not even the Grim Reaper can take your Master's life. Ling Xiao smiled faintly, his eyes shining with confidence. Although he still wasn't as strong as he had been in his previous life, he had the King Heaven Devourer Cauldron, which meant that his skill in the Tao of Alchemy was at 50% of what it had been in his previous life. Therefore, concocting Paragon pills wasn't going to be a problem for him. Furthermore, although Paragon Fire Phoenix's Sun True Fire was powerful, it was not a problem for Ling Xiao. Chapter 705. Not long after, Lin Hui brought over the saint elixirs and treasures that Ling Xiao needed. Wait outside True Phoenix Hall. I'll heal Paragon Flame Phoenix. Ling Xiao nodded with satisfaction and smiled. Please. Lin Hui said, giving Ling Xiao a serious look. Then he and Phoenix Maiden left True Phoenix Hall. Rumble. The doors of True Phoenix Hall slammed shut, and Ling Xiao walked over to Paragon Flame Phoenix. Paragon Flame Phoenix's sunfire was something that even a paragon would have trouble dispelling. But Ling Xiao had the King Heaven Devourer Cauldron, and his heaven-devouring secret magic was the perfect counter to it. The reason why Ling Xiao had allowed Lin Hui to take so many sacred medicines and natural treasures was not only to heal Sovereign Fire Phoenix, but also to help her improve. More importantly, Ling Xiao had also asked for some treasures for himself. He would treat it as interest for treating Sovereign Fire Phoenix. There were some holy medicines and precious materials in the Mountain of Flames that Ling Xiao needed to cultivate his True Phoenix secret magic, and Lin Hui had given them to him. That sunfire is so powerful. It already contains paragon magical laws. If it weren't for the imperfections in heaven and earth, it might even be able to evolve into God Spirit Flame. Ling Xiao stood in front of Sovereign Fire Phoenix and stared at the wisps of true sun flame in front of her chest. His eyes revealed a trace of amazement. At this moment, Fire Phoenix Sovereign had fallen into a state of unconsciousness. Although she was wearing a red dress, the mountain peaks in front of her chest were towering. A trace of a deep ravine spread out, bringing with it a different kind of temptation and charm. As for that wisp of true sun flame, it was coiled around the Fire Phoenix Sovereign's chest. It was extremely charming and gentle, causing Lin Xiai to smile bitterly. Paragon Flame Phoenix was his uncle's old lover, and if she really did end up with Long Lai, then Ling Xiao would have to call her aunt. Of course, if he wanted to heal her, he would have to get intimate with her. Hopefully, Paragon Flame Phoenix wouldn't wake up while he was healing her. Whiz. Calming himself, Ling Xiao drew on his Heaven Devourer's secret magic, causing the King Heaven Devourer cauldron to transform into a beam of light that landed in front of Paragon Flame Phoenix's chest. Rumble. The golden divine light was dazzling. Runes intertwined and formed a mysterious golden vortex. It began to devour the wisp of Grand Sun Primordial Flame. Apparently, the stream of true flame from the sun seemed to sense the threat posed by the King Heaven Devourer cauldron, and it began thrumming as if to try to enter Paragon Flame Phoenix. Where are you going? A sharp light flashed in Ling Xiao's eyes. His palm fell, and a golden palm print landed on Sovereign Fire Phoenix's chest. Immediately, runes surged out, cutting off Sovereign Fire Phoenix's escape route. Rumble. The primordial fire of the sun seemed to have erupted at this moment. The blazing flames burned fiercely and instantly rushed towards Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao didn't seem flustered at all. Expression calm, he waved his hand and the King Heaven Devourer cauldron sucked in all of the true flame of the sun. Golden Heaven Devouring flame spread out, drawing on the power of the King Heaven Devourer cauldron to absorb it. Very quickly, this wisp of true sun fire was completely refined by Ling Xiao. Then, the King Heaven Devourer cauldron became a beam of golden light that flowed through Paragon Flame Phoenix's meridians, devouring the true sun fire that had invaded her meridians. Ling Xiao realized that Paragon Flame Phoenix's sea of consciousness had been sealed by the true sun fire, and had been seriously injured. Otherwise, she wouldn't have fallen unconscious. Whiz. The King Heaven Devourer cauldron was being very careful, as if it didn't want to harm Paragon Flame Phoenix's sea of consciousness. Therefore, it began to absorb the true sun fire. After the true sun fire on Fire Phoenix Sovereign's body was refined, the power that devoured her life force disappeared. Fire Phoenix Sovereign's injuries instantly improved at a speed visible to the naked eye. A mysterious yet warm power flowed through her, and she floated up into the air, emanating the might of a paragon. Then, she opened her eyes. Whoosh! It was as if two beams of fiery divine light had pierced through the heavens. It was a pair of bright and resplendent eyes that landed on Ling Xiao with a hint of surprise. Were you the one who saved me? Who are you? Her expression was calm, and it was impossible to tell if she was happy or angry. Junior Ling Xiao greets Paragon Flame Phoenix. Long Lai is my uncle, and he led his forces to reinforce Mount Flaming. I'm here to heal you. Ling Xiao grinned as he glanced at Paragon Flame Phoenix. Ling Xiao. The Ling Xiao who defeated the Heaven-Scorched Demon Emperor. So it's you. Paragon Flame Phoenix's eyes revealed a trace of surprise as she sized Ling Xiao up. You were able to defeat the Heaven-Scorched Demon Emperor and ascend to the 10th position on the Ascension rankings while at the 9th level of the Monarch realm. Your natural talent really is extraordinary. Looks like you really do have some secrets since you were able to dispel the true sun fire on me. You saved me, so I owe you a favor. Bang! A powerful aura surged out from Paragon Flame Phoenix, and then her figure flashed down from the stone platform with the intention of leaving True Phoenix Hall. Wait! Ling Xiao stopped her and grinned. Paragon Flame Phoenix, Heavenly Corpse Di Xian, Trailokaya Vijaya, Star Emperor, and the Great Sun Demon Exalt have joined forces against my uncle. You've just recovered from your heavy injuries, and your cultivation hasn't fully recovered. You probably won't be of any help to the battle if you leave now. Oh. What do you intend to do? Paragon Flame Phoenix glanced at Ling Xiao in an indifferent manner. Paragon Flame Phoenix, you've been at the peak of the 9th level of the Exalt realm for over 1,000 years, right? Your accumulations are deep, and it's entirely sufficient to attain a title. You just lack a critical factor. A bright light flashed through Ling Xiao's eyes, and he grinned. Attaining a title? Easier said than done. It wouldn't be surprising even if I stayed there for another 1,000 years. A title represents the peak of the mortal Tao, and it's far from being so easy to break through. Paragon Flame Phoenix smiled faintly. Paragon Flame Phoenix, this is your fortuitous encounter to attain a title. Ling Xiao smiled faintly and passed a jade talisman to Paragon Flame Phoenix. Paragon Flame Phoenix received it, and her entire body instantly shook when she saw the contents of the jade talisman while disbelief appeared in her eyes. Because the jade talisman recorded a portion of the true Phoenix secret technique. This is the true Phoenix secret art. I accidentally obtained it in a ruin. Cultivate this true Phoenix Nirvana art to the extreme and comprehend the power of life and death. That will be the time for you to prove your Tao and be titled. Ling Xiao said slowly. Paragon Flame Phoenix looked deeply at Ling Xiao and said, True Phoenix secret technique? This is the supreme secret technique of my Phoenix clan. The secret technique that Xiao Wu cultivates should have been passed down to her by you, right? Why did you give it to me? Ling Xiao smiled and said, I heard that you almost became my aunt, and I can see that uncle is still deeply in love with you. This time, when he heard that something happened to you, he immediately rushed over. So since we're family, why are there so many whys? Chapter 706. Your uncle really still misses me? There was a trace of nervousness and anticipation in Sovereign Fire Phoenix's eyes. Of course. Ling Xiao smiled and betrayed long lie. Uncle has always had you in his heart, but he was afraid that you would be wronged, so he didn't dare to reveal his true feelings. Really? Fire Phoenix Prime was slightly stunned, and her eyes were a little dazed. Auntie, don't be in a daze. Hurry up and cultivate. With this true Phoenix secret technique and a Nirvana pill that I'll refine for you, you'll definitely be able to attain a title. Uncle is surrounded by those 4 fellows, and I don't know how long he can hold on. Ling Xiao interrupted her and urged her with a smile. All right. Ling Xiao, let's begin. Fire Phoenix Prime took a deep breath and nodded. The 9th level Supreme Realm seemed to be only 1 level away from the 10th level Supreme Realm, but the difference was like heaven and earth. The 10th level Supreme Realm was the titled Supreme Realm. It was the pinnacle of human strength and represented a certain extreme power. Just like how Fire Phoenix Prime cultivated the true Phoenix Nirvana technique. Once she could comprehend the power of life and death and cultivate it to the extreme, she would be able to attain a title and attain the pinnacle of strength. The reason why she had been stuck at the 9th level Supreme Realm for so many years was because she had never found the direction to break through. The true Phoenix Nirvana technique was a supreme ability of the true Phoenix secret technique. It represented the origin of the true Phoenix's Nirvana power. If Fire Phoenix Prime could cultivate the true Phoenix Nirvana technique to the extreme and comprehend the power of the cycle of life and death, she would be able to possess near-immortal strength. No matter how serious the injury was, as long as there was a drop of blood left, a trace of primordial spirit, she could be reborn. Ling Xiao could see that Fire Phoenix Prime's true Phoenix Nirvana technique had already reached an extremely profound level. She only needed an opportunity to reach perfection. And this time, being rewarded by the Great Sun Demon Venerable was also a very good opportunity. When the true sun fire was constantly devouring her vitality, it allowed her to comprehend a trace of the true meaning of nirvana. Buzz! Fire Phoenix Prime sat cross-legged, and blazing flames spread around her. There seemed to be a fire phoenix soaring into the sky behind her, emitting a mysterious and majestic fluctuation. Fire Phoenix Prime began to comprehend the mysteries of the true Phoenix secret technique, and the aura on her body began to fluctuate. Whoosh! Supreme Fire Phoenix sucked in a breath of air. Divine light surged around her body, and her life source was incomparably boundless. Her blood and chi boiled, surging endlessly. When she exhaled, it was as if her life had come to an end. Her aura dimmed, and her entire being became gloomy. This was the reincarnation of life and death, and also the power of nirvana. Sovereign Fire Phoenix was originally someone overflowing with talent. Regarding the profound mysteries of the true Phoenix nirvana art, it was quickly comprehended by her. And when Ling Xiao saw the aura on Fire Phoenix Sovereign's body, he began to refine the nirvana pill with ease. The nirvana elixir contained a trace of nirvana energy. It was the supreme elixir of the ancient Phoenix clan. Lin Hui had already sent all the necessary elixirs and treasures to Ling Xiao. Given his current level of strength, and the power of the King Heaven Devourer Cauldron, concocting nirvanic rebirth pills wouldn't be a problem. Rumble. The King Heaven Devourer Cauldron floated in front of Ling Xiao, burning with heaven-devouring flame. Ling Xiao sat down cross-legged in true Phoenix Hall, throwing one sage medicine after another into the cauldron to begin the nirvana pill. This was Ling Xiao's first time concocting paragon pills, and yet, he didn't seem at all rusty. In fact, his movements were as smooth as flowing water. Whiz! As the sage medicine and treasures flew into the cauldron, the Heaven Devourer Cauldron burned away all impurities and transformed them into a glittering, five-colored liquid. Ling Xiao performed a double-handed incantation gesture, causing the heaven-devouring flame to tremble and transform into 9 dazzling true dragons, all of which radiated 9-colored light. Instantly, the King Heaven Devourer Cauldron began to emit dazzling light. Sage medicine contained the mysterious power of magical laws, and Ling Xiao was combining the quintessence of the medicine with that power to create the power of nirvanic rebirth, which would help Paragon Fire Phoenix break through to the next level. With the King Heaven Devourer Cauldron and the Heaven Devourer Cauldron connected to Ling Xiao, the speed at which he concocted the pills increased by tenfold. A few hours later, the King Heaven Devourer Cauldron began to vibrate, and 3 round medicinal pills floated there like stars, emanating mysterious light. Ruiyuambul. In the sky above the true Phoenix Palace, dark clouds rolled and mysterious lightning began to gather. It was dazzling and dazzling, releasing a powerful wave of heavenly might. Whoosh! As soon as the 3 pills flew out of the King Heaven Devourer Cauldron, 3 bolts of black lightning appeared in true Phoenix Hall and surrounded the 3 pills. It was pill tribulation. Paragon pills contained the magical laws of heaven and earth, and when a paragon pill was formed, it was only natural that tribulation lightning would appear. According to the legends, paragon god pills could cause the Tao of heaven to resonate, and cause terrifying pill tribulation. Anyone who tried to concoct them would be struck by lightning, and the slightest mistake could lead to death. That's pill tribulation. Outside the true Phoenix Hall, Lin Hui's body trembled as he looked at the rolling lightning in the void. His eyes were filled with disbelief. That was pill tribulation for paragon pills. Could it be that Ling Xiao was also a paragon of the Tao of alchemy? But how was that even possible? Ling Xiao was only 20 years old. Even if he had started practicing cultivation in his mother's womb, his heaven-defying talent on the martial path would still be terrifying. Lin Hui could never have guessed that Ling Xiao's skill in the Tao of alchemy would be even more terrifying. He was a paragon of the Tao of alchemy. In all of the war god continent, there were only a handful of such people. Lin Hui felt like he was in a dream, and his confidence had taken a huge hit. Ling Xiao is concocting paragon pills. It seems Master can be saved. The Phoenix Maiden's eyes also revealed a trace of pleasant surprise. She was filled with blind confidence in Ling Xiao. Ever since the 8 Desolates region, she had witnessed Ling Xiao create miracles step by step. At this moment, let alone refining a supreme being pill, even if Ling Xiao refined a transcendent divine pill, she wouldn't be too surprised. Rumble. Outside of the 9 Suns heaven-burning grand formation, the tiger, leopard, wolf, and bear demon sovereigns were fighting the 3 prime elders of the Mountain of Flames. They had also noticed the pill tribulation above the blazing mountain, and their eyes were filled with shock. Paragon pills. Don't tell me there's another paragon of the Tao of Alchemy in the Mountain of Flames, treating Paragon Flame Phoenix? The tiger demon venerable and the others were all shocked, and their eyes revealed a trace of solemnity. The 4 demon sovereigns used the battle formation of 4 symbols. Although they were evenly matched with the 5 prime elders of the Crystal Palace and the Mountain of Flames, it would be dangerous if Paragon Flame Phoenix recovered from her injuries. The 4 demon sovereigns became anxious, and they hoped that the Great Sun Demon Sovereign would deal with Long Lai as soon as possible. Otherwise, once Paragon Flame Phoenix recovered from her injuries, they would be defeated. Even if the 4 demon sovereigns' lives weren't in danger, the Sky Demon Palace's battle against the Mountain of Flames would be lost. The aura of Paragon pills. Ha ha ha. Looks like the Mountain Master will recover soon. Kill. The 3 prime elders of the Mountain of Flames laughed loudly, and they charged towards the 4 demon sovereigns. The Grand Elder of the Yin Yang told them that Long Lai had already sent someone to treat Paragon Flame Phoenix. The 3 prime elders of the Mountain of Flames thought that it was a paragon of the Tao of Alchemy, but they didn't expect the pill tribulation to be caused by Ling Xiao. Rumble. The battle between the 9 prime elders was getting more and more intense. And in the true Phoenix Hall, after the 3 Nirvana pills went through the pill tribulation, they turned into 3 pills with black and white light intertwining and landed in Ling Xiao's palm. The Nirvana pills have been formed. If I don't prove my Tao now, when will I? Ling Xiao flicked his finger, and a Nirvana pill flew towards Paragon Flame Phoenix. He took a deep breath and suddenly shouted. Chapter 707. The Nirvana pill contained a trace of Nirvana Chi. It was a power that was neither alive nor dead. It was also the source of the true Phoenix secret technique. It was the power of Nirvana that allowed the Phoenix clan to possess an almost immortal energy. They could be reborn from the ashes and return from Nirvana. Fire Phoenix Sovereign cultivated the true Phoenix Nirvana technique. Now, she only needed an opportunity to comprehend the state of being neither alive nor dead. Then, she would be able to cultivate the true Phoenix Nirvana technique to perfection and prove her Tao. The Nirvana pill flew towards Fire Phoenix Sovereign. In an instant, it flew into the space between her eyebrows like a stream of light. Boom! A monstrous flame rose up. The aura around Fire Phoenix Sovereign surged. Amidst the raging flames, a mysterious and majestic fire phoenix soared into the sky. It let out an earth-shattering cry and pierced through the clouds. The aura of the fire phoenix sovereign instantly began to skyrocket. Her red dress fluttered as she sat cross-legged in the midst of the raging flames. Her appearance was absolutely beautiful, graceful, and luxurious. She slowly floated up, faintly merging with the fire phoenix behind her. Kacha! Above the 9 heavens, the lightning was dazzling. Heaven and earth trembled. Endless divine light gushed out, illuminating the entire sky. Bolts of lightning fell from the 9 heavens, bringing with them the mysterious power of law. It was as if they wanted to completely annihilate Fire Phoenix Sovereign. This was the resonance of the heavenly Tao. The lightning tribulation that descended represented the peak of human Tao. A terrifying and vast aura spread out from the Fire Phoenix Sovereign's body. Raging flames rose, and a phoenix cry rang out. She was like a phoenix that had been reborn from the flames, slowly walking out from the endless sea of fire. Buzz! Her eyes opened and looked at the sky. They were like 2 blazing divine lights that instantly pierced through the endless world. Rumble! The lightning tribulation that filled the sky fell with a loud bang, enveloping Fire Phoenix Sovereign with a monstrous aura. Now's the time. Ling Xiao's eyes flashed. He also slapped a nirvana pill into the space between his eyebrows. He circulated the True Phoenix secret technique and began to cultivate the True Phoenix Nirvana technique with the help of the Nirvana power emitted by Fire Phoenix Sovereign. When the True Phoenix's Nirvana technique was cultivated to its peak, even if one was left with only a sliver of primordial spirit or a drop of blood, they could still be reborn. Previously, Ling Xiao had already faintly comprehended the path of the fusion of secret arts. If the ancestral dragon secret arts and the True Phoenix secret arts were fused, that kind of power would be earth-shattering, and killing supreme beings would be a piece of cake. It was just that Ling Xiao's ancestral dragon secret technique had already condensed the heavenly dragon body, and the True Phoenix secret technique had only comprehended the Nirvana divine ability. Now, using the opportunity of Fire Phoenix Sovereign attaining her Dao title, he could cultivate the True Phoenix secret technique to the same level as the ancestral dragon secret technique. Boom! Black and white energies flowed, representing the power of the cycle of life and death. They gathered around Ling Xiao's body. When Sovereign Fire Phoenix broke through, Ling Xiao also began to borrow this boundless power to break through. Outside the True Phoenix Hall. This is the power of the pinnacle of humanity. The four demon venerables shuddered. Their eyes were filled with disbelief, and their bodies began to tremble. That monstrous aura of the sea of fire came from the blazing mountain below, and it was extremely familiar. It was clearly the aura of Fire Phoenix Sovereign. However, wasn't Fire Phoenix Sovereign injured by the Great Sun Demon Venerable? Previously, she had already fallen into a coma, so how could she have attained her Dao title now? Their hearts were filled with doubt and fear. The aura of the Supreme Pill previously only made them afraid that Fire Phoenix Sovereign would be a threat to them after she recovered. But now, the four demon venerables were truly afraid. That was the power of a titled Supreme Being. The pinnacle of humanity, invincible. If Fire Phoenix Sovereign really attained her Dao title, then the four of them probably wouldn't even be able to escape. Mountain Lord broke through. Ha 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 ha, the heavens bless our blazing mountain. The three grand elders of the blazing mountain all revealed ecstatic expressions, their eyes filled with excitement and fanaticism. Although they didn't know why Fire Phoenix Sovereign would suddenly break through, this was exciting news for the entire blazing mountain. As for the Dragon Clan's Yin-Yang Grand Elder, Ling Xiao's figure suddenly appeared in his mind. This little guy really did it. Kill. Even if we have to risk our lives, we have to keep them here. The three Grand Elders of the Blazing Mountain all had cold expressions on their faces. Killing intent burned in their eyes as they all used their ultimate techniques to attack the four demon venerables. Rumble. The battle between the 9 supreme beings became more and more intense. Terrifying divine light filled the sky, and the surrounding mountains were all turned into dust, drowning in the endless sea of fire. Big brother, what should we do? The leopard demon venerable, the wolf demon venerable, and the bear demon venerable tried their best to resist while looking at the tiger demon venerable with a trace of panic in their eyes. Damn it! That old woman Fire Phoenix was clearly seriously injured by the palace master. How could she break through at this time? It's really a waste of effort. The tiger demon venerable's expression was also very ugly, and he was very unwilling to accept this. They were about to completely take down the blazing mountain. Who would have thought that Fire Phoenix Sovereign would break through at this time? Let's go. When the palace master finishes off Long Lai, we'll come back to take care of the blazing mountain. Although the tiger demon venerable was very unwilling, he knew that he had to leave at this time. Otherwise, when Fire Phoenix Sovereign passed the heavenly tribulation, they wouldn't be able to leave even if they wanted to. You want to leave? Do you think my blazing mountain is a place where you can come and go as you please? At this moment, a dignified and clear voice rang out in the sky above the blazing mountain. The four demon venerables' expressions changed drastically. Rumble. The heavenly tribulation was vast and mysterious. A figure shrouded in flames soared into the sky like a phoenix bathed in fire, exuding a monstrous divine might. Fire Phoenix Sovereign. She bathed in the heavenly tribulation, and a sea of fire rose around her body. Strands of nirvana chi filled the air. She had not completely passed the heavenly tribulation, but she actually charged towards the 4 demon venerables. The killing intent in her eyes blazed, causing the 4 demon venerables' expressions to become incomparably ugly. This crazy woman is simply courting death. She actually dares to attack us when she's undergoing the heavenly tribulation. Could it be that she wants to die together with us? The tiger demon venerable roared as the white tiger divine saber in his hand slashed across the sky. A terrifying saber light swept across the sky, shattering the heavenly tribulation that was coming towards him. Who wouldn't be careful when they were undergoing the heavenly tribulation? They were afraid that they would fall under the heavenly tribulation if they weren't careful. Especially Fire Phoenix Sovereign, who was still at the 9th level of the venerable realm. Only by passing the heavenly tribulation would she be considered a true titled venerable. She didn't obediently pass the heavenly tribulation, but actually wanted to chase after the 4 demon venerables. Rumble. Chapter 708. The 4 demon venerables were unlucky. Fire Phoenix Sovereign chased after them, and the terrifying lightning tribulation descended, causing their bodies to tremble. Even with the 4 division divine sabers, the lightning tribulation was too dense. Very quickly, they were struck by the lightning tribulation, and their bodies turned black as they coughed out blood and flew backwards. Fire Phoenix Sovereign also suffered the destructive power of the lightning tribulation, but her body was filled with nirvana chi. Under the threat of the lightning tribulation, she comprehended the power of the true Phoenix Nirvana technique even faster and charged towards the 4 demon venerables. Boom! Fire Phoenix Sovereign slapped out with her palm. Her slender fingers broke through the void, and a flaming palm soared through the sky, piercing through the layers of lightning as it headed towards Tiger Demon Venerable. Tiger Demon Venerable's expression changed as he hurriedly raised the white tiger divine saber to block. With a buzzing sound, the white tiger divine saber trembled violently as a terrifying law of fire spread towards Tiger Demon Venerable's body. Fight it out with her, kill. A trace of madness appeared in the eyes of the 4 demon venerables. They could tell that Fire Phoenix Sovereign really wanted their lives. She wanted to kill them even if she had to risk 10,000 bolts of lightning tribulation on her body. They also had the thought of risking their lives. The 4 division divine sabers soared through the sky and set up the battle formation of 4 division. As they blocked the lightning tribulation that filled the sky, they charged towards Fire Phoenix Sovereign. Rumble. In the sky above the flaming mountain, terrifying lightning bolts streaked across the sky. They were as thick as a mountain range and interweaved together, erupting with a terrifying destructive power. Large swaths of the void shattered as chaotic energy filled the air, as if the world was about to be destroyed. Endless lightning tribulation drowned out Fire Phoenix Sovereign and the 4 demon venerables. They could only hear the intense battle that erupted from within. The 3 supreme elders of the Flaming Mountain and the Yin-Yang supreme elder of the Dragon Clan had incomparably anxious expressions in their eyes. However, they did not dare to enter the lightning tribulation. If the 5 of them entered the range of the lightning tribulation, not only would they not be able to save Fire Phoenix Sovereign, the only possibility would be to increase the power of the lightning tribulation by 10 times or 100 times. At that time, everyone would probably be turned into dust by the lightning tribulation. Within the true Phoenix Hall, black and white divine light interweaved around Ling Xiao's body as a mysterious nirvana chi spread out. The blood in his body surged like waves as his life source became more and more majestic. Behind Ling Xiao, a 5-colored true phoenix appeared, exuding a mysterious and ancient aura. In the sea of fire, it transformed into various strange shapes. There was a mysterious aura around the 5-colored true phoenix. It was the nirvana chi that maintained the majestic vitality in its body. Ling Xiao circulated the true phoenix secret technique, and the 5-colored true phoenix slowly merged with Ling Xiao. Rumble. It was as if thunder had exploded between Ling Xiao's brows. The majestic medicinal strength of the rebirth pill spread out and instantly flowed through his entire body, causing every drop of blood, every inch of flesh, and every particle of his body to emit a strange vitality. Is this the true Phoenix Nirvana technique? It's really amazing. Ling Xiao sighed softly as a strange look appeared in his eyes. Previously, in the Holy Ground, when he fought against Di Lin's autarch avatar, he had also used the true Phoenix Nirvanic art. However, that was only the tip of the iceberg of the true Phoenix secret art. It was far from being as profound as the Nirvanic Qi. At this moment, Ling Xiao sensed that even if his body was completely shattered apart, the Nirvana Qi within him would be able to instantly form a new body and recover his peak combat strength. However, the Nirvana Qi within him was too little, and it could only support him to undergo a single round of Nirvanic rebirth. After comprehending the Nirvana Qi, the true Phoenix secret technique and Ancestral Dragon secret technique have reached a similar level of cultivation. I wonder how terrifying the fusion of secret realms would be if I were to utilize it now. A bright light flashed through Ling Xiao's eyes, and he revealed a trace of anticipation. Ling Xiao hadn't grasped the fusion of secret techniques, and he'd only utilized it a few times when he was in a life-and-death situation. However, Ling Xiao faintly sensed that so long as he maintained the balance between the true Phoenix secret technique and Ancestral Dragon secret technique, then perhaps he would be able to try utilizing the fusion of secret techniques once more. Rumble. Ling Xiao's aura rose explosively. After he comprehended the Nirvana Qi, he relied on that extremely profound energy to finally charge through the 9th level of the Monarch Realm and attain perfection at the 10th level of the Monarch Realm. In other words, he was a half-step Exalt Realm. Half-step Exalt Realm. So long as Ling Xiao overcame the tribulation of the 4 symbols and the final Exalt tribulation, then he would be able to break through into the Exalt Realm. Ling Xiao sensed that he wasn't far away from the peak of his previous lifetime. Moreover, in this life, he was destined to surpass his previous life and walk a path of invincibility that no one before or after him would be able to surpass. Ling Xiao stood up from True Phoenix Hall. Suddenly, a bright light flashed through his eyes as he sensed a strand of icy cold killing intent erupt in the sky above Flame Mountain. Bang! A dazzling and resplendent translucent saber appeared in the sky above Flame Mountain. It instantly pierced through space and silently stabbed towards the Fire Phoenix Supreme Exalt's chest. The Fire Phoenix Supreme Exalt who was in battle with the 4 demon exalts felt a sense of danger arise in her heart, and flames surged throughout her body as she teleported away. Pooh! However, the translucent saber was extremely mysterious. It carried an icy cold aura of death, and it left behind a bloody mark on her arm. You scoundrel from the Netherworld Pavilion. You deserve death for hiding. Killing intent flashed through the Fire Phoenix Supreme Exalt's eyes. An ocean of flames arose behind her, and then a Fire Phoenix soared into the sky and instantly smashed towards space. Rumble. The flames burned fiercely and the void shattered. A black figure instantly escaped the Fire Phoenix's attack range like a ghost and appeared in front of everyone. It was a skinny old man in a black robe. He was short and had turbid eyes. He looked very ordinary, but when he picked up the saber, he was like a death god, emitting an aura of death that could freeze one's soul. Hee. As expected of the Fire Phoenix Supreme Exalt. You were seriously injured by the Great Sun Demon Exalt, and you actually found the opportunity to attain a title. But today, you must die. The black-robed old man laughed sinisterly, and there was a trace of incomparable jealousy in his eyes. He had stayed in the 9th level of the Supreme Exalt realm for a longer time than the Fire Phoenix Supreme Exalt, but he had been unable to break through. Seeing that his lifespan was about to run out, the Fire Phoenix Supreme Exalt had broken through today. Attaining a title was definitely a major event that would cause the entire War God continent to boil over. Old man Luo Sheng. So it's you. Since your Netherworld Pavilion dares to get involved in this mess, then you shall stay here. Killing intent flashed in the Fire Phoenix Supreme Exalt's eyes as she pounced towards the old man Luo Sheng. Rumble. The sky shook, and dazzling lightning instantly enveloped the old man Luo Sheng. However, he was like a ghost, and his speed was so fast that even the lightning tribulation couldn't capture his aura. Buzz! The Luoxing saber in his hand flashed and instantly hid in the void, turning into countless black shadows that pounced towards the Fire Phoenix Supreme Exalt. Chapter 709. Kill. We can't let them leave alive. The three supreme elders of the Mountain of Flames glanced at the four demon venerables with deep hatred and killing intent in their eyes. The hands of the four demon sovereigns were stained with the blood of countless disciples of the Blazing Mountain. Even if the Fire Phoenix Sovereign didn't say anything, they wouldn't let the four demon sovereigns leave. Kill. The two supreme elders of the Dragon Clan also shouted coldly with killing intent burning in their eyes. They had let the four demon sovereigns escape last time. This time, they would definitely make them stay. A motley crew. Do you think we're afraid of you? Brothers, form the four guardian divine saber formation and kill these 5 old men. The tiger demon sovereign's eyes revealed a trace of ferocity as he said coldly. Yes. The other 3 demon sovereigns also sneered. Their eyes were cruel as killing intent surged from their bodies. The divine sabers in their hands were incomparably sharp. Rumble. The 4 guardian divine sabers soared into the sky like 4 dazzling gates. Light intertwined with each other, forming a blazing saber domain that charged towards the 5 demon sovereigns. Above the 9 heavens, the void trembled as battle cries shook the heavens. Terrifying divine light swept out in all directions. Streaks of blazing saber radiance fell from the 9 heavens like the Milky Way, displaying the ultimate killing power. The 4 demon sovereigns were telepathic. Together with the power of the 4 guardian divine sabers, they were able to display the combat strength of a peak sovereign. Although the combat strength of the 5 supreme elders wasn't weak, they were actually showing signs of being suppressed by the 4 demon sovereigns. Ling Xiao walked out of the True Phoenix Palace and looked indifferently at the Fire Phoenix Sovereign and Old Man Luoxing. His expression was calm. If an ordinary sovereign fought with Old Man Luoxing during the heavenly tribulation, they would probably die in the hands of the King of Assassins. However, the Fire Phoenix Sovereign was different. The stronger the heavenly tribulation, the stronger the nirvana force in her body. It would also allow her to break through to the titled sovereign realm faster. At that time, no matter how strong the King of Assassins was, he would definitely die. The 4 guardian divine sabers formation formed by the 4 demon sovereigns looked mighty and powerful. The 4 of them stood in 4 different directions. The 4 divine sabers hung high in the sky like the Milky Way. Blazing saber radiance intertwined as the 5 supreme elders struggled to resist. They were actually at a disadvantage. Although the 4 divisions divine saber formation is strong, it's a pity that you met me. Ling Xiao smiled coldly as a sharp glint appeared in his eyes. 5 elders, I am Ling Xiao. The 4-division divine saber array is the convergence of the Great Yang, Great Yin, Great Yang, and Great Yin forces. Moreover, the 4 divine sabers in their hands can erupt with a terrifying saber domain. I have some understanding of the 4-division divine saber array. 5 elders, listen to me and you will definitely be able to break it. Ling Xiao's voice was transmitted into the 5 grand elders' minds. Breaking the formation. Alright, Ling Xiao, we'll listen to you. The Yin-Yang grand elders' eyes lit up as he agreed without hesitation. It was as if they were afraid that the 3 grand supreme elders of the fiery mountain would hesitate. They explained telepathically, fellow cultivators, Ling Xiao is the Dragon King's nephew. He has extraordinary talent, and the supreme pill was refined by him. If we listen to his command, we will definitely be able to break the array in one go. When the 3 supreme elders heard this, they all agreed and said, then we'll have to trouble you, young friend Ling. Alright, thank you for your trust, elders. Ling Xiao smiled faintly as a sharp glint flashed in his eyes. Elder Yang, take the Qian position. Elder Yin, take the Kuan position. The 3 seniors of the fiery mountain will assist you. Attack the wolf demon supremacy and the bear demon supremacy with all your might. When Ling Zhao's voice rang out, the Yin-Yang Grand Elder immediately rushed into the sky without hesitation. The dragon force around him filled the air as he performed the Emperor Dragon Fist and charged towards the wolf demon supremacy and the bear demon supremacy. Boom! The three supreme elders of the fiery mountain also charged towards the two of them. The sword chi around them was sharp and fierce, emitting blazing flames. The three peerless divine swords rushed into the sky with a terrifying momentum. You want to break the formation? Don't even think about it. The tiger demon supremacy sneered as a look of disdain appeared in his eyes. Rotation of the four divisions, for spirits return to their positions. Kill! The tiger demon supremacy roared. Immediately, the four peerless divine sabers shone with unparalleled sharpness. In an instant, the four divine beasts, azure dragon, white tiger, vermilion bird, and black tortoise, appeared. They emitted a majestic momentum and suppressed the five supreme elders. Although the wolf demon supremacy and the bear demon supremacy were besieged by the five supreme elders, they did not look nervous at all. The power of the four divisions flowed and the saber radiance was unparalleled, blocking all the attacks. Elders Yin and Yang, take the Kan position. The three elders of the fiery mountain, take the Li position. Separate the tiger demon supremacy and the leopard demon supremacy. Ling Zhao's eyes flickered as he gave another order instantly. Boom! When the five supreme elders heard Ling Zhao's order, they immediately took action and charged towards the tiger demon supremacy and the leopard demon supremacy. Elder Yang, take the Qian position. Elder Yin, return to the Kuan position. The three elders of the fiery mountain besieged the leopard demon supremacy. As the battle in the void became more and more intense, Ling Zhao gave orders faster and faster. The tiger demon supremacy's face turned extremely ugly. The four divisions' divine saber formation seemed to have been seen through. The five supreme elders gave up their fierce attacks and became more slippery than loaches. They specifically chose the gaps in the four divisions' divine saber formation to launch their attacks. Although they could not break the formation in a short time, it made them feel very uncomfortable. Young friend Ling Zhao is really amazing. It seems that we have hope of breaking the formation. The eyes of the three supreme elders of the blazing mountain were filled with excitement. Previously, the five of them were suffering unspeakably as they were suppressed by the four supreme demon supremacies and fell into a disadvantageous position. However, under Ling Zhao's command, they gradually found the feeling and began to suppress the four supreme demon supremacies. In the blink of an eye, hundreds of moves had passed. The five supreme elders gradually found the feeling. Under Ling Zhao's command, the four supreme demon supremacies were suffering unspeakably. They also admired Ling Zhao more and more. Even they could not catch the gaps in the four divisions' divine saber formations operation, but Ling Zhao seemed to be able to predict the future. The five supreme elders' fighting spirit grew stronger and stronger. If you want to break the formation, now is the time. Five supreme elders, besiege the leopard demon supremacy at the same time. Kill him at all costs. Ling Zhao's eyes flashed as he suddenly roared. Boom! The five supreme elders did not hesitate and instantly exerted their strongest power. They activated the supreme weapons in their hands and gave up on their opponents at the same time, attacking the leopard demon supremacy. The leopard demon supremacy's weapon was the azure dragon divine saber. The azure dragon was of the water attribute and could subdue fire, but it could also be subdued by fire. The supreme elders of the three fiery mountains surged with the power of fire origin as three terrifying sword rays slashed towards the leopard demon supremacy at the same time. Kill! Chapter 710. Second brother, hold on. The tiger demon supremacy's expression changed drastically as he roared. Together with the wolf demon supremacy and the bear demon supremacy, they charged across the sky with their sabers in an attempt to stop the Yin-Yang supreme elder. The four spiritual divine beasts soared into the sky, exuding a monstrous divine aura as countless blazing saber rays erupted. It was as if the final blow had arrived, causing the sky to tremble and the void to shatter. The endless divine light was annihilated at the same time. The leopard demon supremacy took the blow from the five supremacies. The azure dragon divine saber in his hand was on the verge of shattering as it emitted a dazzling light. He suddenly spat out a mouthful of blood as his aura weakened. The five supremacies were also injured by the blazing saber rays caused by the tiger demon supremacy, the wolf demon supremacy, and the bear demon supremacy. They all spat out a mouthful of blood and were sent flying. But in the end, he still managed to block the joint attack of the five. The four divisions' divine saber formation was not broken. Ha ha ha. You want to break the four divisions' divine saber formation? You're dreaming. All of you, go to hell. The leopard demon supremacy laughed. Although his face was pale and he was constantly coughing up blood, his eyes were filled with cold murderous intent. Is that so? A faint but cold voice rang in the tiger demon supremacy's ears, causing him to tremble as he turned around abruptly. Whoosh! What welcomed him was Ling Zhao's figure soaring through the sky. Ling Zhao's expression was indifferent and calm, as well as a blazing sword beam that traversed the vault of heaven. It was the sky-devouring sword. No one could describe the style of this sword, and no one could describe the speed of this sword. Behind Ling Zhao, a dragon's roar shook the sky as a phoenix's cry filled the sky. A huge true dragon and a mysterious true phoenix intertwined in the void as if they had fused together. A mysterious and ancient power was integrated into the sky-devouring sword. The sword traversed 30,000 miles, like a huge Milky Way that traversed the sky. The leopard demon supremacy felt a fatal threat from this sword. His face instantly changed as he channeled all his supremacy power into the azure dragon divine saber in his hand and suddenly slashed forward. Block it for me. The leopard demon supremacy's face was ferocious, but there was a trace of unconcealable fear in his eyes. Ling Zhao's choice of opportunity was too good, or rather, this opportunity was created by Ling Zhao. The five elders besieged the leopard demon supremacy, causing the leopard demon supremacy to be injured. The tiger demon supremacy, wolf demon supremacy, and bear demon supremacy also injured the five elders, causing the four-division divine saber array to be interrupted for a moment. Ling Zhao chose this moment to strike. He unleashed the power of the fusion of secret techniques and slashed out with a sure-kill strike. Rumble. As the sword and blade clashed, blazing divine light exploded. It was as if a true dragon was roaming the 9 heavens and an immortal phoenix was burning the 10 earths. That terrifying power had surpassed the limit. It was as if it had touched the realm of the supreme gods. The leopard demon venerable felt as though he was struck by lightning. The azure dragon divine saber in his hand was sent flying by the heaven-devouring sword. The vast and terrifying sword light shattered the void, and the chaotic mist filled the air, instantly submerging the leopard demon venerable's body. Although Supreme Being experts were incomparably terrifying, and their attacks contained boundless power of laws. Even a half-step Supreme Being wouldn't be able to withstand a single attack from a Supreme Being expert, there was still a limit to Supreme Being experts. Under Ling Zhao's sword, the limit of a Supreme Being was broken. Rumble. In the blink of an eye, the leopard demon venerable exploded into a mist of blood. A 3,000-meter-tall Black Panther nascent divinity appeared in the air, radiating terrifying energy. Glaring venomously at Ling Zhao, he began to glow with dazzling light as he prepared to devour the quintessence energy of heaven and earth to reform his fleshly body. But how could Ling Zhao possibly give him that chance? King Heaven Devourer Cauldron, devour! Ling Zhao shouted, his eyes blazing with killing intent. Instantly, the King Heaven Devourer Cauldron shot through the air, pulsing with boundless devouring power as it shot toward the leopard demon venerable's nascent divinity. Are you looking to die, boy? The tiger demon venerable, the wolf demon venerable, and the bear demon venerable trembled, their eyes flickering with both shock and fury as they shot toward Ling Zhao. The three Grand Elders of the Mountain of Flames and the Grand Elder of the Yin-Yang Grand Elder were also stunned by this scene. However, they reacted in an instant and unleashed their Supreme Being cultivation. They flew across the sky and stood in front of Ling Xiao. Ling Xiao isn't the one looking to die, it's you. Kill him. The five elders roared at the same time. Their killing intent was boiling, and their fighting spirit was soaring. They charged towards the three demon sovereigns. The leopard demon Venerable's fleshly body had been destroyed by Ling Xiao, and his nascent divinity had been bound by the King Heaven Devourer Cauldron. Although he was struggling, the King Heaven Devourer Cauldron seemed to be the bane of his existence. With the four divisions God Saber formation broken, how could the remaining three demon venerables possibly be a match for the five elders? And it was all because of Ling Xiao. I won't let you off even if I become a ghost, Ling Xiao. AAE. The leopard demon Venerable's nascent divinity struggled, his eyes flashing with venomous hatred. However, the terrifying devouring power of the King Heaven Devourer Cauldron sucked him in and sealed him inside. Whiz! The King Heaven Devourer Cauldron trembled, then flew back into Ling Xiao's body. An incomparably weak feeling came over him, and a look of satisfaction appeared in Ling Xiao's eyes. Although it seemed that Ling Xiao had finished off the venerable leopard with a single sword strike and completed the magnificent feat of killing a sovereign, Ling Xiao had spent a lot of effort for this sword strike. He had commanded the five elders to surround and attack the leopard demon Venerable, all for this very sword strike. It was the ultimate sword strike of Ling Xiao, and contained the combined power of the secret magic of the ancestral dragon and the true phoenix. It was terrifying to the extreme. Even with his cultivation base of half a step into the paragon level, it was all he could unleash. If it weren't for the five elders, he wouldn't have been able to fight back against the three demon venerables. It had been a risk, but the result had been a pleasant surprise. He had broken the four divisions God Saber formation, and even killed a paragon. There was complete silence on the Mountain of Flames. All the elders and disciples of the Mountain of Flames widened their eyes as if they were dumbfounded. Their eyes were filled with disbelief and shock. Ling Xiao had actually slaughtered a supreme being right in front of them. This made them feel as if they were in a dream. They couldn't believe their eyes. On the War God continent, paragons were always the strongest, the most powerful, invincible, and peerless experts. But today, Ling Xiao had killed one. Although many people knew that Ling Xiao had defeated the heaven-scorching demon emperor, and that his name had shaken the War God continent, it wasn't as shocking as the scene before them. He's already this strong. I'm afraid only the most monstrous geniuses on the Green Cloud Steel could compete with him. No wonder junior sister Feng is so in love with him. Lin Hui sighed, his mouth full of bitterness. He looked at the Phoenix Maiden beside him. Her eyes were filled with excitement and adoration. She was so beautiful that it was indescribable. Chapter 711. Fellow Taoists, your dragon clan has really produced a peerless genius. The three elders of Flaming Mountain sighed softly and transmitted their voices to the Grand Elder of Yin Yang. Ha ha ha. Ling Xiao is indeed talented, but we didn't expect him to be able to kill the leopard demon Venerable. The Grand Elder of Yin Yang was also very proud. Ling Xiao could be considered half a member of the dragon clan, and they were proud of him. Ling Xiao, sooner or later, I will tear you into pieces and make you unable to reincarnate forever. I will avenge my second brother. The tiger demon Venerable's eyes were bloodshot as he glared at Ling Xiao with incomparable resentment and shouted coldly. Let's go. The tiger demon Venerable called out to the wolf demon Venerable and the bear demon Venerable, wanting to leave this place. The four-division divine saber formation had been broken, and their cultivation was weaker than the five elders in front of them. They wouldn't be able to gain any benefits if they continued to stay here. Thus, they immediately had the intention to retreat. You want to leave? Stay here. The five elders roared and unleashed their powerful supreme divine might as they pounced towards the three demon venerables. However, the gap between them and the three demon venerables wasn't large. At this moment, they were determined to escape. Even if they wanted to stop them, they could only severely injure the three demon venerables and let them escape. Rumble. Above the 9 heavens, the lightning tribulation was still blazing. Old man Luo Sheng, who was fighting with Fire Phoenix Prime, also noticed the outcome of the battle in the distance. Trash, you were actually slaughtered by a brat who hasn't even entered the Supreme Being realm. Old man Luo Sheng said hatefully, and his eyes revealed a trace of retreat. After exchanging more than 100 moves with Fire Phoenix Prime, although she was somewhat at a disadvantage, he had no way of killing her. It was even difficult to interfere with her tribulation. At this moment, the leopard demon venerable had been killed, and the other 3 demon venerables had fled. The 5 elders of the Dragon Clan and Flaming Mountain had already surrounded him. If he continued to stay here, he might really be in danger of dying. Fire Phoenix Prime, let's stop here today. Let's fight another day. Old man Luo Sheng said sinisterly. His figure was like a ghost, instantly escaping the range of the lightning tribulation. He wanted to pierce through the void and leave this place. Did I say you could leave? Fire Phoenix Prime's eyes revealed a trace of sharpness. Rumble. The nirvana chi around her body became denser and denser. In the end, a blazing flame soared into the sky. In an instant, the lightning tribulation that filled the sky was burned into nothingness. A powerful, mysterious, and vast aura spread out from Fire Phoenix Sovereign's body. At this moment, she had finally overcome the heavenly tribulation and truly attained the titled supremacy realm. Boom! She struck out with her palm, and a blazing flame palm print soared through the sky. It was as if the sky was collapsing, and old man Luo Sheng was instantly sent flying by her palm. Titled Supreme Martial Artist. You. How could you have passed the heavenly tribulation so quickly? Old man Luo Sheng roared. His eyes were filled with horror and disbelief. Bang! However, what answered him was a terrifying palm print that was filled with the blazing true fire of the phoenix. Rumble. The sky trembled as streaks of scarlet light surged. They seemed to transform into divine chains of order as they pierced through the void. The Luo Sheng sword in old man Luo Sheng's hand trembled violently as it was sent flying. Puff! The palm print landed heavily on old man Luo Sheng's body, causing him to spit out a mouthful of blood. His aura instantly became extremely weak. This was the power of a titled supreme martial artist. Even though old man Luo Sheng's cultivation was at 9th level supreme martial artist, he was no match for her. Pavilion Master, save me! Old man Luo Sheng suddenly roared when he saw Fire Phoenix Supremacy's palm strike that contained a terrifying destructive power. His eyes revealed a trace of horror. Crack! A black thunderbolt filled the void and instantly turned into an incomparably deep sword ray. It collided with Fire Phoenix Supremacy's palm and was annihilated at the same time. A black light flashed, and a young man in a black robe appeared. He looked extremely evil, and his eyes were filled with bloodlust and cold killing intent. Fire Phoenix Supremacy, give me some face and let old man Luo Sheng go. My underworld pavilion will no longer participate in the battle between the Flaming Mountain and the Sky Demon Palace. The black-robed young man said indifferently, but there was a trace of unquestionable tone in his voice. Killer boy. You're only at 9th level supreme martial artist. How dare you threaten me? Fire Phoenix Supremacy's eyes revealed a trace of sharpness as she spoke indifferently. There were 3 powerhouses in the underworld pavilion. They were Killer Boy, Life-Extinguishing Scholar, and Old Man Luo Sheng. They were known as the King of Assassins and were all at 9th level Supreme Martial Artist. However, Fire Phoenix Supremacy was now a titled Supreme Martial Artist, yet Killer Boy still acted so arrogantly. Fire Phoenix Supremacy, let old man Luo Sheng go, and we'll be at peace from now on. However, if you dare to kill old man Luo Sheng, your Flaming Mountain will be the enemy of my underworld pavilion. We won't rest until one of us is dead. Killer Boy was extremely unyielding as he spoke coldly. Won't rest until one of us is dead? Ha ha ha. Although I don't know where your confidence comes from, no one can save the person I want to kill. Who do you think you are? Do you think you're worthy of me giving you face? Fire Phoenix Supremacy laughed heartily and immediately smashed Killer Boy's primordial spirit with her palm. She then charged towards Old Man Luo Sheng. Fire Phoenix Supremacy, you forced me to do this. You forced me to do this. Since you want me to die, don't even think about living. Old Man Luo Sheng's eyes revealed a trace of madness. When he saw that Fire Phoenix Supremacy was not showing him any mercy, he immediately wanted to die. Boom! A black bone appeared in his palm. It looked like a baby's arm and contained a monstrous demonic aura. As soon as it appeared in the void, it immediately caused the heavens and earth to tremble. With my blood essence as a sacrifice to the devil god, I'll fall into the underworld forever. Ha ha ha. Fire Phoenix Supremacy, die with me. Old Man Luo Sheng roared and suddenly spat out a mouthful of blood essence. The black bone instantly floated up and swallowed all of the blood essence. It then floated above his head and swallowed all of his blood essence and primordial spirit, instantly turning him into a dried corpse. Rumble. The sky shook. After the black bone swallowed all of Old Man Luo Sheng's blood essence and primordial spirit, it instantly soared into the sky and expanded violently. The void shattered and chaotic mist filled the air. The black bone turned into a huge palm that contained a monstrous demonic aura. It was mysterious, ancient, cold, and evil. It was like the palm of a devil god that wanted to destroy this world. Everyone, including Fire Phoenix Supremacy, the 5 elders, and the many disciples of Mountain of Flames, trembled when they felt the aura of the devil god's hand. Their eyes were filled with incomparable shock. When Ling Xiao saw the black bone in the air, his eyes lit up as he sensed a familiar aura from it. The aura of this black bone was exactly the same as the 3 black bones he had obtained before. You're tuning in to the Blissful Bookshelf YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.